Hey, okay. Hello, hello, hello. Oh, hello. Hi. Welcome to chat. Welcome to the stream. Hello, Zabo. Sorry, I didn't even see that you were here because like on my stream, on my chat, they have like, oh, the Crunchyroll, like, oh, subscribe to earn drops. And I'm like, what? I'm not signed up for Crunchyroll. What? I don't even have Crunchyroll in my country. But if you're outside of my country, I would love to have some Crunchyroll like bonus stuffs, goodies, I guess. Then you could subscribe. I suppose. This is not paid. This is not a paid promotion. I'm not promoting anything. SG. Yeah. We don't have that here. We have like maybe Anime Plus, and that's pretty much it. I think. Didn't we have like an anime channel? Did we have an anime channel?
Yeah, we did. I think it was
Any Plus. Oh, it was just Any Plus. Wait, no,
like,
it was something else, right?
It was Any something.
It was Any something. Yeah. We had an anime channel here. Why aren't they doing any sponsors with Twitch? no, I don't know. Sorry, but starting this stream with some unfortunate news that especially to someone who might be watching the Katawa Shoujo playlist on YouTube, the archives of it, the previous episode 3 is missing, is gone. It's gone. I did not archive it on YouTube, and it's no longer on Twitch because I haven't streamed for very long. It's gone. But basically, I mean, I don't think I'm going to go into any other girl's route, so we might not see that part ever again unless I decide to stream more. But there, honestly, I have a huge backlog of games, so I do want to continue on from Katawa Shoujo, especially because the one of the writers from Katawa Shoujo is coming out of a new game soon, so I would like to move on to other things. But yeah, the third episode is gone, but to catch up what happened during that stream, we basically had spent a lot more time with Emmy and Rin. I know in the second episode there wasn't much like we met up with them. We met with Emmy? I think we didn't meet Rin. Rin was the previous episode, so it kind of sucks that we didn't get, like, that's gone now, because Rin is such an interesting character. Not saying that we won't see Rin, but we'll just be seeing less of her. We will still be seeing her because she and Emmy are kind of like a pair. So they're friends, so we'll get to see them both, definitely. It's just that, yeah, I missed out on some of the Rin goodness. And missed out in the previous stream. We also had me playing the game and thinking like, oh yeah, there's going to be a point where I can choose the routes. Like, I know clearly where the routes change, and that means I totally forgot everything from this game, cause like I basically ended up stumbling into Emmy's route at the end of the stream. I was just laughing my ass off. Well, I was like, oh my god, right. I think this is how it went for my first playthrough as well. Like, I literally had no idea who I was going for, and I was like, okay, I want to improve myself. Like, I mean, go for a more healthy lifestyle. I'll jog, I'll push myself. That's what I do, that kind of thing when I jog. And at this, I stumbled into like Emmy's route. It's very easy for me to stumble into Emmy's route. I think maybe for quite some people too. But I mean, the other thing is that after the stream, I went to look at the flowchart of like how to get into each girl's route, and it's a little convoluted. Basically, there's like every choice you make in the game, starting from the first choice, it matters. So there's not like one question where it's like, oh, who would you want to go with? It's just like like at some points in the story there will be that, but basically I just got an express ticket to go with Emmy because I just didn't have enough points with Shizune, for example. She was the other one that I could have ended up straying towards, but I didn't give enough points for that because I sided with Lily in one of the arguments there. So I am with Emmy now, and I think that's fine because, like, you know, this visual novel, in a sense, it makes it very unclear who do you want to like go for and stuff. It's more of like, you know, I think maybe it's like really from the beginning, you kind of want to know like who you want to go for to make the certain choices. Like if you were really wanting to like, okay, I like Shizune, then I'll go for Shizune, then you would side with Shizune for some parts and stuff. I guess like it's a little bit more natural. You're not gonna be like, oh, the game's not gonna be like, oh yeah, out of these 5 goals, who you want to choose, like straight up like that. So it's a lot more structured to be naturally just leads you into this. I mean, if people don't want to, there are the options to skip some of the text and stuff. Keep skipping after choices is a good thing. Yeah, so those are one of the things that was good. Yeah, so I misremembered, and now we are in Emmy's story when I'm gonna play the cinematic. So, to those of you who don't know, Katawa Shoujo is a visual novel written by a bunch of just motivated individuals that kind of originated from 4chan. And it's a visual novel involving you as a protagonist being in a school of handicapped people. And you saw earlier on that Emmy was... She ain't got no legs. She's basically lost her legs. I almost said why, but I'm not gonna say it now because spoilers. But yeah, she doesn't have her legs. And you as a protagonist who is also someone who is handicapped, basically suddenly I'm forgetting his name. Hisao is the protagonist's name. And please excuse that illustration. What the Emmy Bussy. Alright. Ads, hey! Oh no, I'm sorry, Risen. Ads, yeah. Hold on. Sorry. Hold on. Zavo said... I know, I saw early on Zavo said stuff. I heard there's all region available on phone. For Crunchyroll? Really? You don't need a VPN for that? Huh. Well... Crunchyroll is kind of dubious, not gonna lie. Nice view. Oh, you saw that through the ads. Alright, okay. Hi, Raisin. Yeah, so essentially Hisao, who is us, we are the main character. We basically... This was a moment where like we were confessed to by a girl that we kind of had a crush on, and basically our heart gave out. So now we have like some... I forgot what the name of his condition is. It's not heart palpitations, but his heart is extremely weak and it's extremely fragile. Yep. Yeah, so okay, we're gonna continue on, but yeah, I'm really sorry that there is no 3rd episode because I forgot to upload it and now it's gone. And the last time I played this was 17 days ago, and Twitch just not retained the videos from 17 days ago, so it's gone. It's really gone. It's been snapped. There's no getting it back. No way, no how. Unless I travel back in time. But I'm not an Avenger. Yeah, like week? Sorry, I'm sorry, I don't understand what. But yeah, it's just been a really long time, so Twitch doesn't have the backlog of the third episode. So currently on fourth episode, and like the third episode's gone. So we'll just continue on. So this is where we left off, where it was right after the cinematic. Basically, we've entered into Emmy's route, and I need to try to remember what the hell I have their voices at. Holy crap. I really just want to play something. I could be doing RL stuff, but I'm honestly kind of pooped, and like I took some leave, so I just want to enjoy myself a little bit. Away from my gacha games, playing some visual novels, some nice reading and stuff. Alright. Alright, so my alarm's beeping shatters the early morning quiet, and I find myself wondering where to find the motivation to rise. I'm not motivated. Date. Oh, sorry, wait, no. Okay, I'm not playing as virtual. Class is still quite far off, but I agreed to run with Emmy in the mornings. Really, I'm not interested in running as a hobby or even as a possible life-lengthening exercise. However, I feel obligated to follow through on my promise to Emmy yesterday, which is why I find myself throwing on some running shorts and a light t-shirt. The cool morning air caresses my face as the morning sunshine causes the dew on the grass to sparkle, nearly blinding me at first. As I make my way down to the track, an ugly thought strikes me. Oh no. What if this is some sort of joke that Emmy's playing on me? Would that surprise me, really? Hell, I'd probably do it to the new guy too. At the very least, I'm sure Emmy and Rin made a bet on whether or not I'd actually show up. I feel like Emmy would not make a bet. They might. I don't think so. Oh, you watched Phoenix, right? Oh yeah, yeah. Wait, hold on. Wait, is this the right slash? No, that's the wrong slash. Yeah, okay. Shout out to Minz. Sorry, yeah. What do you mean? Thanks for watching Phoenix Wright, and if you guys have missed it, on my YouTube channel, I have uploaded Phoenix Wright Justice for All compilations. Basically, it's a compilation of the playthroughs that me and Minz have. And Minz was the one who did the cute art for it, and animations and video editing and clipping and all that, and she compiled everything together into one nice funny ass compilation. So episodes 1 and 2 of those compilations are out now. It's on my YouTube channel. I don't think I'll have the link for this on my YouTube video for this. I'm not sure. I could, but I don't know if I really want to. But if you are interested in checking it out and like listening to us voice act the game and be extremely funny about it, then you can watch us. Either watch our stream archive or give the compilation a watch as well. It's kind of like watching Phoenix Wright out of context as well. Yeah, I saw your I saw your comment, Risen. Yeah. Thanks for watching the Phoenix Wrights. Okay. Alright. Back to Katawa Shoujo. At the very least, I'm sure Emmy and Rin made a bet on whether or not. Yeah, Emmy wouldn't bet on that. I feel a sense of trepidation as the track comes into view. Oh, she's so cute, guys. Oh, she's so cute. Oh my god. I'm still watching it. It's long. Yeah, it's pretty long. Sometimes we get stuck on a place in like the Phoenix Wright, so it takes some time. Alright, Emmy's voice is let me try to practice. You're late. You're late. No, I just sound like I'll just do snobby voice. Alright, no, you're late. It would seem that Emmy is already there. What a relief. Not according to my watch. We both are early, in fact. Damn, you've got me there. Emmy sitting on the bleachers, decked out in a running gear, waiting somewhat patiently for me. I'm glad you're actually here. I was afraid this was a joke or something. Nah, I never make someone get up early for nothing. Plus, Rin owes me 500 yen now. She didn't think you'd actually show up. So wait, I knew it! Damn it! She bet! They betted! Oh my god! Holy crap. Nice to know Emmy was on my side at least. Emmy hops off the bleachers and begins stretching out. She's remarkably lithe, almost like a dancer. I set out to stretch as well, but then realized that I don't exactly remember how to stretch properly. It's been ages since I stretched for anything, if you don't count my one stint at running last week. And even then, I don't think I actually stretched beforehand. It's important to stretch beforehand before you exercise. I think why I'm kind of like I like Emmy. I mean I said it earlier, but it's just like I like jogging. It's kind of the only exercise I really did the most in my life. I've done it since I was young because I mean our schools graded us on like jogging and stuff, and like my parents would encourage us to jog and all that, so I really did pay quite a bunch of attention to jogging. Not sprinting. I did not run sprint. I can sprint. I sprint like a freaking freight train, tell you what. His long legs ain't for nothing. But yeah, gonna watch the stream and play Roblox, this game I like. Day by day, like, oh okay, it's like day by day, like, oh okay, oh yeah, did you call this everything in Roblox? Have fun. Alright, the specter of my long hospital stay rises up again. I can't say I was all that active before the hospital stay though, so maybe I'm just being morose. Don't be a moose. Emmy giggles as she watches me stretch out. No, Hisao, you've got to hold it for longer than that. I'm trying. It kind of hurts a little. Oh wait, I forgot. I wanted to say. Right, sorry. I need to say who I'm voicing. All right, okay. Emmy says, "Ha, that's because you're out of shape. You gotta get some flexibility in you, like this." To demonstrate, Emmy reaches down and puts her head through her legs. I don't think I can even do that. I think I'm gonna fall over. I'm gonna fall on my ass by doing that. God bless you, Emmy. I see. Hisao says, is that the sort of thing I should strive for? And Emmy replies, of course! Flexibility is important for any runner. You'll be able to go faster the more you stretch out. That makes no sense to me, but Emmy seems to believe it's true. With Emmy's help, I managed to stretch myself out properly. I can't help but notice that when she thinks about how to explain things to me, her mouth scrunches up in concentration. She just does the meow face there. It's adorable. Not bad, Hisao, Emmy says. Come on, we better start running. We'll start off with just a mile, okay? That's 4 laps around the track, got it? It might be very loud. Please let me know if I'm extremely loud. I might be extremely loud as Emmy actually, I don't know. And Hisao says, that sounds fine to me. This shouldn't be too hard, right? A hazy memory of running a mile for gym class surfaces in my mind. Aren't they in Japan? Why are you saying a mile? I mean, these writers are from America, probably. Yeah, it wasn't that bad. We zoom in. Emmy sets up a pretty good Emmy sets a pretty good pace, and I fall in behind her. Also, this is the song of Emmy. Or I don't know, I just associate this song with Emmy. It's just fun. And Emmy says, try to keep up, okay, Hisao? Roger, says Hisao. We round the first curve without incident, though I can already feel my heart rate increasing slightly. By the second curve, I start to breathe through my mouth. Emmy doesn't even seem to be breaking a sweat. As if to punctuate her superiority, she turns around and starts running backwards. Oh, she's flexing on us. Are you doing okay, Hisao? Says Emmy. Never better, pants Hisao. Oh really? Says Emmy. Maybe I should speed up then, Oh no, wouldn't want you to, he says Hisao, to overexert yourself. My heavy panting and wheezing makes the statement less convincing than I had hoped. Emmy simply smiles and turns around again. You're the boss, Hisao, says Emmy. We'll stay at this pace. I get the feeling that I'm being mocked. I'm being mocked. If I weren't in such a terrible shape, I'd probably feel offended. By the third lap, my breath is coming in ragged gasps. I'm also awash in my own sweat. Ugh, gross. But being awash in your own sweat is kinda gross. Except when exercising, it feels good. We round the curve to start our fourth lap, and Emmy looks back at me with a grin. Here we go, says Emmy in a Mario voice. No, she does not say in a Mario voice. That's me just making fun of her. She says, here we go. She takes off at blinding speeds, while I thus stubbornly stick to my slower pace. Wait, why is it? She takes off at blinding speed, while I stubbornly stick to my slower pace. By the time I get to the first turn, she's already rounding the second. It's a struggle across the back stretch. Emmy continues running and catches up to me. Come on, Hisao, you can do it, says Emmy. I'd answer her, but I'm too focused on getting air into my lungs and ignoring the burning in my leg muscles. Honestly, this is longer than he has jogged before. I mean, the previous one, I think he was maybe pushing himself too much by sprinting. Part of me wants to say something like, maybe you can, but I'm about to die here. But again, I doubt I can actually form words right now. Emmy keeps pace with me as I round the second turn and cross the finish line. Her sprint seems to have gotten her sweating. It's actually caused her shirt to turn slightly translucent. It seems she wears a black sports bra. Alright, Hisao. Creepy. I feel a vague stab of guilt for being the sort of guy who stares at a girl's chest. But my legs and chest are burning so badly, I can't bring myself to care that much. Not bad for a little effort, Hisao. Sorry, that's not what she said. I don't know why I said that. Emmy said, not bad for a first effort, Hisao. Kind of you to say so, says Hisao. Emmy seems to be, if not out of breath, at least breathing a little more heavily than she was before we started running. It must have been the sprint that did it. Hey, I've got a few... Sorry, why is my reading so bad today? Why am I reading so bad tonight for some reason? I don't know, I'm sorry.
Calm down.
I think I'm just trying to speak real fast. I don't know why. Okay. Alright, Emmy says, hey, I've got to get a few sprints in. You should walk around the track to cool down. Then we can stretch out and we'll be all done, okay? Sounds great, says Hisao. My legs are on fire and my breathing is still heavy, but surprisingly my heart seems to be taking the strain well. Another triumph of medical science, I suppose. And Emmy says, you should put your hands behind your head. It makes it easier to catch your breath. Does it? I've never done that. I've always put it on my hips. Surprisingly, she's right. I begin to stroll around the track, happy to feel my breath coming back to me. Well, there's a blur as Emmy sprints by me. Watching her run is absolutely fascinating. It's not just because she's on prosthetics, though that is interesting. The really interesting thing is the way her face changes. I can only catch glimpses of it as she runs by, but her eyes seem to come alive with a sort of fierce joy. It's as if there's nothing else in the world but her and the track. By the time I've gotten to the final stretch, Emmy seems to have finished her sprinting. She's breathing heavily now, but she's wearing a satisfied grin on her face. She waves to me cheerily as I near her. Emmy says, "Feeling better, you're right?" I was thinking she said feeling better yet. Why did she speak like this? Feeling better, right? Okay, that's more natural. Alright. Feeling better, right? Okay, and Hisao says, "Actually, yeah." Emmy replies, "Do you want to take another lap around with me? I've got to cool down too, you know?" Part of me would rather sit down and not move, but something tells me that would be a bad idea. Yep, you wanna cool down properly. Besides, if I sit down, there may be no getting back up again. "Sure, why not," says Hisao. Emmy's got her hands behind her head now as well, which makes her seem very relaxed. The positioning of her arms also pulls her shirt upwards. Okay. I forget. I forget a bunch of stuff about this game. Forgive me, I don't know if this is uncouth. The positioning of her arms also pulls her shirt upwards ever so slightly so that I can see a small strip of her belly. Her belly. I do my best to act a gentleman and not look, but the contrast of her skin against her red running shorts is rather arresting. Yeah, bit. And Emmy says, "So, how do you feel, Hisao?" Hisao says, "Surprisingly good, actually. I'm sore and tired, but surprisingly good." As soon as I say it, I realize that it's true. Sure, part of me wants to lay down and die, but I feel like I've accomplished something. It's almost like a glow throughout my body that persists despite the soreness. "Yeah, that's the runner's high," says Emmy. "Runner's high?" says Hisao. "Yeah, it has something to do with adrenaline?" says Emmy. Emmy thinks for a moment as we walk, trying to remember. Then she shrugs and grins at me. "I don't actually remember," says Emmy. "It's a good feeling though, isn't it? Better than sex, right?" I opened my mouth to respond shortly before processing what she just said. Says ellipse. Hisao says ellipses, just ellipses, just 3 dots. She says with this face, Emmy watches my face for a few moments before bursting to laughter. Sorry, I couldn't resist. You're just too easy," says Emmy. "Why did I agree to run with you again?" says Hisao. Emmy just laughs harder. She takes a hold of my forearm and tilts it, allowing her to get a better view of my watch. I have a watch? Oh yeah, I guess I have a watch. Her face changes the moment she sees the time. "Oh no, we better get a move on, Hisao," says Emmy. "Class is in an hour, and I need to shower," says Emmy. Why did I say that twice? Huh. "I should probably do that as well," says Hisao. "I need to see the nurse too," says Emmy. "Maybe he'll write me a note for being late." "Why do you need to see the nurse?" says Hisao. Emmy points to her prosthetics as if they will explain everything. "It's important to check for irritation," says Emmy. "You know, from sweat or friction or anything." Normally I only go after practice, but if we're going to be doing these morning runs, then I guess I'll see him twice a day. Wait, so Emmy has only started these runs since I showed up? Huh, what timing? Well, if it's more convenient for you to run with me at a later time, says Hisao. "Don't be silly. I've been meaning to start running in the morning for a while now," says Emmy. "But if I didn't have a partner to run with, I'd be less likely to keep up a routine." "It's always harder to blow off a commitment if you're going to let someone else down, you know?" says Emmy. "So you'll be my running partner for the mornings. We both need exercise, so it all works out, don't you think?" "Yeah, perfect," says Hisao. Did it have to be me though? Well, I guess I can't complain too much. Emmy's pretty fun to hang out with. Yeah, I mean, doesn't sound like there's anyone else on the freaking track, so I guess she really had no one else to really pull with. Isn't that a track team? Isn't she on the track? I don't know. Maybe she really couldn't pull anyone for the track team, I guess. And she just saw this bumbling idiot who had a freaking heart attack while trying to run and catch up to her, and she's like, this will be my new running partner. But it's fine. I mean, she's fun, and she's like, you know, it kind of started off from accident. You know, she's trying to make up for me, like, oh yeah, hey, you can do this, and like, you know, it all works out, and she's great. She's great. And she's right. I do need to exercise. Doctor's orders even. Emmy waves a quick goodbye to me. Right, I'm off. Come have lunch with us, okay? Says Emmy. What? Says Hisao. Emmy just shout. I guess they're shouting across, like, cause like she's kind of leaving as well. Lunch! You know the meal? In the middle of the day? Come have it with us. My voice is breaking. I can't do the high voices. This route is gonna be so scuffed. Where? Says Hisao. The rooftop. Rin likes it up there. When? Says Hisao. Lunchtime? What else? When else? That was a silly question, says Emmy. Yeah, but it sort of felt the need to ask all three for completeness sake, says Hisao. Emmy laughs and grins. I don't think I've ever seen a girl smile so much before. Damn. Okay. Not bad, Hisao. See ya, says Emmy. With that, she takes off like a shot for the school building. I guess she's going to see the nurse first. I hurry back to my room and hop in the shower, only to find that the water takes a while to heat up. The shock of the cold water nearly kills me. I managed to warm the water a bit and spend some quality time feeling my muscles loosen. My heart, surprisingly, feels the least bothered by the run. Huh, I suppose that's a good thing, even if it does make me feel a little bit like a wuss. I mean, at least I'd have an excuse beyond I am out of shape if my heart were bothering me. Guess I'll have to keep this running thing up, otherwise I'm sure Emmy won't let me hear the end of it. It's only after I get out and dry myself off that I realize I've only 10 minutes left to put my clothes on and get to class. Oh, it's super late. Crap. Uh-oh. The hands on the clock finally set me free from the tedium of yet another fun-filled class. Getting up from my seat proves to be more of a problem than I anticipated. My legs are killing me from the morning's run. I've never had, like, my legs dial on me after running. It's always after like leg exercises. So for me, running isn't a leg exercise. The running is more of like a breathing exercise, if anything, rather than a leg exercise. If I went for like a hike, then my legs would die. If I went for like a leg exercise, like doing squats or something like that, or like leg lifts, then like, yeah, my legs would die, but not running. Maybe doing these with Emmy isn't such a hot idea after all. Still, the run's given me a hell of an appetite. I'm halfway down the hallway to the cafeteria when I remember that I've got my lunch with me. My parents saw fit to provide me with some pre-packaged stuff when I moved in, and a good thing too. The hallway is packed with students headed for the cafeteria. Going back is like swimming upstream, but I've got an appointment to keep on the rooftop. Yeah! It takes me a moment to find the staircase leading up to the rooftop, but I'm willing to bet that Emmy and Rin aren't up there by now anyway. In fact, I think I saw Emmy among the bodies in the hallway, headed for the cafeteria. Huh, does she not have lunch? I step out of the door to the roof and take a deep breath. The fresh air blowing against my face and body almost makes my legs hurt less. Maybe if I'm upside down, says Rin. Well, I guess she's here. Part of me wants to be surprised that Rin's already up here. What's that going to accomplish, says Hisao. Things in the clouds, says Rin. Couldn't you just look at them? Right side up, asks Hisao. Rin rolls her eyes in something approaching exasperation. Then I wouldn't get a new perspective, says Rin. Is upside down really a new perspective? Asks Hisao. Aha! That caught her off guard. Rin looks pensive. You may have a point. Maybe sideways, says Rin. As Rin lays down on the bench to look at the sky, I give up. Fortunately, Emmy chooses that moment to burst through the door carrying 2 bags. She nearly takes the door off the hinges. Sorry it took me so long, says Emmy. There are a ton of people in line. She drops the first bag in front of Rin and takes a seat on the bench next to her. You buy Rin's lunch for her? Asks Hisao. Sometimes, yeah, I'd have Rin buy my lunch for me in return, but I'm not sure how she'd carry it, says Emmy. Plus, I never buy her lunch, says Rin. If Rin's offended by Emmy's comment, she doesn't show it. Emmy sniffs. How ungrateful of you, says Emmy. I'm not sure whether the two are joking with one another or I'm witnessing the beginnings of a cat fight. The two girls stare at one another for a few tense moments before breaking into smiles. Hey Emmy, do you think being upside down is a new perspective on things? Says Rin. Didn't I already have this conversation? Hisao thinks. Emmy looks thoughtful, apparently giving the question some thought. After a deep and profound pause, she speaks. I have no idea, says Emmy. Well, at least she's as lost as I am. Hey Hisao, you're coming to the track meet, right? Asks Emmy. The question comes out of the blue and catches me off guard. I don't know yet, says Hisao. Honestly, Hisao, after I went through all the trouble of letting you run with me in the morning, you wouldn't even show up at my track meet? Asks Emmy. Wasn't she the one that asked me to run with her? Actually, she didn't even give me a choice in the matter. Wait, no, I didn't say that, says Hisao, but I mean, he didn't say that. She beams at me as if I just agreed to give her $1 million. Emmy says, so you'll come after... Emmy says, so you will come after all. That's great. I didn't say that either. Thinks Hisao. And then Rin says, I'll be going too, so I'll make sure he comes, Emmy. Good idea, Rin, says Emmy. Maybe we can get some food or something after the meet's over? I feel like I've just been conned, but not by these two. More like by some outside force, pushing me irrevocably toward my destiny. Well, way to break the fourth wall, Hisao. But joke's on you, I don't really control much in this visual novel. I just kinda got put here by the whims of the game. In fact, I was pushed here irrevocably towards my destiny, but I accept this destiny because Emmy cute. Or maybe I shouldn't read books that feature conspiracy theories so heavily. Otherwise, I might wind up sounding like Kenji. Still, I suppose that I've got to show up now. I don't think I could stand against both of them being so disappointed. I never hear the end of it. When is it again? Asks Hisao. Next week, silly, says Emmy. I just told you a few days ago. Hisao says, no you didn't. I don't think she did. What? Yeah, what? Huh? That was like before this route, right? Like, that was the first morning run. Wasn't that one? I don't know. What the heck? How many days has passed? I assume that this literally just the next day after the fair and stuff. What do they call that? Their street market thing. I suddenly forgot what the name. Their Matsuri thing? Yeah. Their school fair. Okay, Emmy says, I forgot? Well, you won't forget to come though, will you? Hisao says, of course I won't. I'll even make a note on a calendar or something. Rin nods sagely. That's probably a good idea, you know, unless time changes its course, says Rin. It can do that? asks Emmy. Rin gives a non-committal shrug. It hasn't yet, but you never know, says Rin. This time it's Emmy who gives a shrug. I suppose it can't be helped if it happens, says Emmy. Not unless you're a time traveler or something, says Rin. You don't actually think that could happen, do you? I don't think we do. Do we? Says Emmy. Rin shrugs again. That seems to be your default response to everything. I suppose not, says Rin, but I reserve the right to change my opinion at a moment's notice. What the heck? Hey, Rin, you can't. What? For Rin, this statement makes a disturbing amount of sense. The fact that I realize this now frightens me a bit. I wonder if Emmy gets this feeling all the time. What? If she does, she's not showing it though. Emmy merely nods. As expected, says Emmy. What's that supposed to mean, says Rin. This time, it's Emmy who shrugs. There's a lot of shrugging going around. Can I shrug? No. I didn't live 2D that into my model. It's like she's using Rin's own weapons against her. Your response is the sort of thing I'd expect from you, that's all, says Emmy. Am I really that predictable? Says Rin. Emmy's smile seems to border on gloating, and I'm gonna take a drink. Take a sip of water. Okay, and Emmy responds. Nah, it's just that your unpredictability is pretty predictable. Well, that's alright then, says Rin. I don't get a chance to see whether Rin's being serious or not as the bell rings. I didn't notice the lunch period slipping by at all. Hanging out with these two was far too interesting. Emmy jumps up, a look of panic on her face. Oh no! I needed to stop by my room to pick up my notebook for the next class, says Emmy. Don't you wish you had a time machine now? Asks Rin. Rin seems rather smug as she delivers this line, like she'd just won an argument. Emmy ignores Rin's comment. Sorry, Hisao, but could you make sure our garbage gets thrown away? Says Emmy. I usually clean up myself, but I've got to run, says Emmy. Why is she not running? Girl, run. Sure, no problem, says Hisao. Emmy darts away with an urgency I'm starting to expect from her. I don't bother asking Rin why she couldn't help. She already seems to be preoccupied with something else entirely as she wanders off. She's probably used to Emmy taking care of cleanup, and for some reason I doubt Emmy's ever raised the issue with her. Cleaning up from lunch doesn't take long, so I have plenty of time to toss out garbage and get to class. Misha greets me with a wave and a devious grin as I walk through the door. Didn't see you in the cafeteria, He-chan. She says, Misha says. And Hisao responds, yeah, I decided it was way too crowded there. Misha's grin gets even wider. Misha says, oh really? Are you sure you weren't participating in an illicit rendezvous? What? Says Hisao. What are you talking about? You were on the roof, right? Says Misha. With both Rin and Emmy no less. You Casanova, you. I don't know why, cause I haven't voiced Misha in like super long, it feels. And then with the name Misha, I suddenly just started like giving her, like in my head, like a freaking Russian accent. I have no idea freaking why. I shouldn't. I don't know. Sorry, let me. I did a little burpee. That's all. Well, Hisao says we just had lunch. That's all. Misha bursts into laughter, drawing the attention of several of my classmates. What? You're so adorable when you blush like that, He-chan. She gives me a conspiratorial wink. Misha says, "Don't worry, your secret's safe with me." Paul says, "There's no secret." Misha goes, "Oh?" Misha seems disappointed and then brightens up again. "Time will tell," says Misha. Misha knows too much. The game's telling her shit. Damn it. Hell. I don't know what the hell she's talking about, but blessedly our teacher comes in and the class starts. Another day of classes finally dragged itself to a close. Unexpectedly, I managed to stay awake for the whole day. I'm pretty sure that counts as a miracle. My legs seem unwilling to stand up for a moment. I guess the run took a lot out of me. I head down the hallway and make my way to the room. My room. I sit down and half-heartedly chip away at my homework for a while, feeling like a vulture picking at a particularly unsavory carcass. It knows this is what it eats, but it's not sure that it shouldn't be ordering takeout instead. I don't think I can take this, but it's important to get my work done. Now, let's see. What was I supposed to be looking over again? Says Isao. I know it's a losing battle, but I fight it anyway. Halfway through my math homework, I put my pencil down. Yawned. This isn't working. I need a distraction. Hisao says. What? He doesn't say to himself. He thinks it in his mind. I narrate it. I am his mind. Unfortunately. And unfortunately, my options for distractions are rather slim. I'm not in the mood to read right now. Kenji is unusually out of his room at the moment. If I go to the student council room, I'll just end up doing work for those two. And heaven only knows where everyone else is, except for... Well, I suppose that's an option. I grab my shoes and head for the track. Emmy's probably down there. Track practice is just ending as I arrive at the track. The sun's beginning to dip low in the sky. Has it really gotten that late already? "What are you doing down here, Hisao?" asks Emmy. "Come to spy on me, have you?" I give a shrug. To be honest, I'm not sure why I'm down here. Get away from my math homework, that's why. I didn't have anything better to do, says Hisao. I figure that's about right. At the moment, Emmy's the only person I can think of who I could visit. "So, I'm your last resort, am I?" says Emmy. Shit. Damn. Nobody cool around, so I'll just go see Emmy. Is that what you thought? She actually looks angry. Angry, funny puppy girl. A chance for some teasing of my own presents itself. And Hisao says, "Actually, yeah, I guess you are." Emmy pouts, widening her eyes to give the maximum amount of puppy dog resemblance. "Kidding! I was kidding," says Hisao. "So you are down here to stalk me," says Emmy. Wait, what? Hisao says, "That's not what I meant. Why would I stalk you anyway? It's not like you require stalking. If you're not asleep or in class, you're down here, right?" Emmy laughs at this comment. "Well, you're not all wrong," Emmy says. Emmy says, "Well, you're not all wrong, I suppose. But you forgot about eating. I do that too, you know." I'm not, conceding the point. And Emmy says, "Plus, I hang out with Rin sometimes too. So really, I might take some effort to stalk." And Hisao says, "What do you do together anyway? You don't seem to have a lot in common." She puts her hands on her hips and assumes a superior air. "That's what you think. I've got all sorts of hidden hobbies, you know," says Emmy. I'm afraid to ask now, but how freaky is this girl? I can't remember. I remember some freaky shit, but I thought that comes later. But the stuff that comes out of her mouth, a little freaky sometimes. I'm scared. Okay, Hisao says, "Oh really? Like what? What are these hobbies?" Emmy puts her head to one side as if she's trying to remember what it is she does in her free time. "Well, Rin and I go out shopping sometimes," says Emmy. I guess that makes sense. Emmy's a girl after all. But Rin? But what do you mean? Hey, Hisao, what do you mean? What do you mean? What, just cause Rin is wearing like boy clothes and she's like tomboyish and shit? Okay, what do you mean? What the heck? What? Hey. Hisao says, Rin comes with you? And Emmy says, we usually swing by the art supply store. Plus, she likes this music store that sells all kinds of weird sounding stuff. She says it helps focus her. That makes her a little more. That makes a little more sense. Yeah. Like what? Hey. I mean, what? You saying Rin can't shop for clothes? I mean, can't go to the Uniqlo. I see, says Hisao. Any other hidden hobbies? Emmy wags a finger at me. No. Why would I go and reveal all my dark secrets to you? We hardly know one another, says Emmy. Somehow I think that's all that Emmy has in the way of hobbies. Still, I don't think my question's been answered. Even if you do have a few hobbies, I still don't see why you hang out with Rin so much, says Hisao. I mean, she's kind of weird, isn't she? Yeah, and Emmy's not. I don't know, she's kind of freaky. I don't know, man. Maybe she jogs, that's why it's kind of a normie thing. Oh, this girl exercises, that means she must be normal. I mean, fair thought. Maybe, I guess, she ain't a nerd, if you think about it. She's like this school's version of a jock, I guess, if you could see it that way. This comment causes Emmy to laugh loudly. Ha! That's the understatement of the year, says Emmy. So why? I mean, you're a lot better at conversation and stuff, so I figure you'd hang out with a lot more people, but I think I've only ever seen you with Rin, says Hisao. I mean, they did establish why they kind of ended up pairing together as friends. What was it? In the previous episode that is gone to the wind now. Basically, I think how Emmy and Rin first met is that they were put right opposite each other in the dorms, and it's because their dorm master or something, whoever allocated them, thought they'd make a great pair because, you know, Rin's the one with missing arms and then there's Emmy's the one with like the missing legs, so they kind of complement each other, so they say. So like that's kind of funny now that, I guess, like the person who like kind of put them together was like, oh, they complement each other and all that, and they were like, yeah, this is funny. Like, I think it makes sense as well. Like they were like okay with it. Both Emmy and Rin were okay with it. Yeah, I think they just hit it off from there. Yeah. Emmy seems unusually defensive at what Hisao just said. Emmy says, hey, I hang out with plenty of people that aren't Rin. You just don't see me doing it because I'm not in your classes. Okay, says Hisao, but that still doesn't explain why you hang out with Rin. I'm not even sure why I want to know this, says Hisao, like thinks Hisao. I guess it is because lunch was so strange. Emmy shrugs, looking for a moment very Rin-ish. Emmy says, it's because we have similar outlooks. Yeah. I think they do kind of have similar outlooks. Yeah. If you were to ask me the least likely answer to my question, that would be it. Hisao, what do you mean? Asks Hisao. Emmy says, it's like... okay, Rin paints and stuff, right? Yes, says Hisao. I'm not sure where this is going. And Emmy says, well, I run. And? Asks Hisao. And Emmy says, and that's why we're similar. And before Hisao can kind of realize it, it's because, you know, like, Emmy doesn't have legs, but she runs. And Rin doesn't have hands, but she paints. They have very similar outlooks of life, of the life that they've been given. Hisao just replies with ellipses and he gives some thought. And he says, "You lost me." Oh my god. Alright. Emmy, forget about Hisao. Emmy, forget about Hisao. Come on. Emmy frowns as if trying to figure out her answer. And Emmy says, "Well, maybe it's time that we do things for the same reasons." Sorry, why did they say that? No. Okay, wait, she didn't say that. Sorry, scratch that. Emmy says, "Well, maybe it's that we do things for the same reasons." Huh? Says Hisao, still not understanding. And Emmy says, "You know, we follow our passions." And Hisao says, "So you're passionate about running and Rin's passionate about art. Is that it?" "Well, sort of," Emmy says. "Let me think. Well, Rin explained it to me once, but I don't know how much of it I followed." Not surprising. I think any explanation from Rin would probably confuse anyone. And Emmy continues, "She says we both chase after an extreme. Like she's always trying to find a new way to show her particular feeling or something. And I run because of the feeling I get from it. And since we don't allow ourselves to be slowed down by anything, we make a connection based on that." What do you mean slowed down by anything? Says Hisao. Emmy looks surprised and points to her legs. Emmy says, "You know, because I'm a runner and Rin's a painter, even without arms. So we respect each other's determination. And that's why we hang out. I think," she says. Well, I'm not sure that made any sense to me, but from Emmy's sheepish expression, she's not sure about it either. "Honestly, it's not something I think about much," says Emmy. "We just get along. I think that's really all that matters." I suppose she's got a point there. Another question strikes me, and since I've got nothing better to do, I ask it. "So what got you into running anyway?" asks Hisao. "Oh, I've been running since I was really little," says Emmy. "My dad was a runner, and so as soon as I could walk, he started teaching me how to run. It was our father/daughter thing, you know? Our own mutual hobby," says Emmy. A shadow crosses her face, and I'm shocked to see her looking sad. Did something happen between them? "Man, I don't have a lot of time left," says Emmy. "Sorry, but I've got to get a few more laps in before I go see the nurse." She races off around the track, hair streaming in the wind. It seems to me she's going a lot faster than she was this morning. As she rounds the track, I catch a glimpse of her face. It's much the same as it was this morning, but her eyes seem to have taken on a harder edge. She's motivated. I guess she's right. I don't really know much about her. I watch her run for a little while and then stand up and to head back to my room. "Hey," says Emmy. She spots me leaving and waves to catch my attention. "Don't forget! Same time tomorrow morning, got it?" "Got it," says Hisao. I head back to my room. Homework beckons. And I'm digging my ear. And I can't sleep apparently. My body's tired, but my mind is kept awake, staring at the ceiling in the hollow darkness of my room. I grasp desperately for a thread of thought, hoping that I can run my brain into the ground. All I think of is how I can't think of anything. Honestly, sometimes that's kind of the way I try to sleep though, don't I? I don't know. I just try to think of nothing. And when I don't have anything to think of, I just sleep. I don't know. It kind of works to some extent. This is not productive at all. I wonder if this is a side effect of my medication, though it seems odd for it to take so long to show up. Then again, maybe I'm just not used to my new surroundings as I'd like to think. I don't know, but for whatever reason I'm awake and I shouldn't be. This is ridiculous. Ignoring my body's stiffness, I get out of my bed and look at my clock. 4 in the morning. Jeez, last time I checked it was only 1, so maybe I slept a little. I don't know. I throw on some clothes and head out of my room. A walk might do me some good. I'm surprised at how chill the air is compared to the relative warmth of the day. I can almost see my breath as I wander the campus, waiting for the sun to come up or for me to fall asleep. At this point, either option works for me. I find myself at a track where, for the first time, Emmy's not out running. I suppose that makes sense. It's too early, even for her. The bleacher seats are cold, but at this point I welcome the sensation. The sun is starting to show its face over the horizon, and I know with an awful certainty that I'll get no more sleep tonight. The sun's steadily strengthening rays start to warm me up, and I watch the dew on the ground begin to steam slightly. My mind calms down a little. Someone's shaking me. Uh-oh. It's the foxes. They've come for me. Hey, wake up, says a familiar voice. Huh? Where? What? Says Isao. I guess I fell asleep after all. What are you doing out here? Sorry, let me say it again. Emmy says, what are you doing out here? You're going to catch a cold or something. I rub my eyes and I'm confronted by Emmy, who bends over me with a worried expression. I'm still a little groggy, so my response comes out in a mumble. Couldn't sleep. Watched the sun come up, says Isao. Sounds like something Rin would say, said Emmy. It's true. I shrug, feeling the stiffness that comes with sleeping on a bench for a few hours. Is it? I wouldn't know, says Isao. Emmy grins a little at my somewhat cranky response. So, couldn't sleep, eh? Obviously, we need to run you harder today, says Emmy. Even though I've only known her for about a week. Oh, has it been a week already? Oh, it's been a week already. Shit. This seems a very Emmy-ish response to the problem. Just run lor. Just 累就跑 lor. Hi, just run lor. Just run. Hey, my body was plenty exhausted after yesterday, says Isao. My mind was just racing, that's all. I don't see the difference, says Emmy. If you run hard enough, your brain will get tired too. I'm seriously questioning the wisdom of doing this first thing in the morning, thinks Isao. I don't know if my grades will be able to handle me tiring my brain out like that. Emmy pulls me out from the bleachers with surprising strength for someone her size. Now come on, Hisao, we've got work to do, says Emmy. I don't actually know if I'm up to this today, to be honest. Honestly, Emmy, maybe don't make the guy run. He didn't have really a good 7 hours of sleep. Probably not good to run on that fatigue, you know. I mean, I obviously didn't get much sleep, and what sleep I got was on the bleachers. I don't know. Should I really be running? Sorry, that was the actual yawn. That's not Hisao's yawn. But Emmy glares at me. Good heavens, this puppy can glare. What are you talking about? Of course you should be running. Emmy, I'm in my friggin' pajamas or some shit. I don't know what I'm wearing. How else do you expect to work out the kinks, says Emmy. What? Yeah, you will. You've been sleeping on the bleachers for heaven's sake, says Emmy. The best way to get that soreness out is to run around a little. I think we can talk about stretching first, Emmy. I think stretching might do some good first, you know. Now stop hiding in the bleachers and get down here, says Emmy. There's no arguing that. I'm pretty sure she'd kill me if I didn't do what she said. God, she's so controlling, guys. Oh my god. I get to my feet and hop down to the track. The sun is warming things up rather nicely, I think. Maybe I should do this for Minch. Minch, you gotta run. Minch, you gotta go jog. Minch, you gotta run. You can't just keep doing. You can't take up there. The sun is warming things up rather nicely, I think. Emmy and I begin to stretch out, and I find myself once again hard-pressed not to stare. If this is how I have to wake up every day, I might be able to get used to this. Damn, God, what? Wait. You know, Hisao, it's not polite to stare, says Emmy. I wasn't staring, I swear, says Hisao. Swear. Emmy raises an eyebrow and considers me for a minute, as if evaluating my response. There's a brief moment where I'm afraid for my life. But then she smiles and laughs, shaking her head slowly. Honestly, you didn't have to deny it so strenuously, says Emmy. In response, I clap my hands together and go for a change of subject. So, that's enough stretching, right? Emmy gives a casual shrug. Do you feel stretched? Oh, which reminds me, maybe I should stretch. My spine. It do need to do the twisty. I need to do the twisty. Okay, alright. Remember the stretch, guys. What? Stretch! And Emmy says, do you feel stretched? That's how you tell. That's really how you tell. Well, I do feel up to the run, if that's what she means. Yeah, I feel ready to go. This is all. Same as yesterday, okay? Says Emmy. We'll just run for a mile at a steady pace. Don't worry about going really fast. Just worry about keeping the pace. Got it? Says Emmy. You're the boss, says Hisao. And off they go. Emmy grins again and we take off around the track. And after 2 ellipses, Hisao thinks, I'm going to die. We're not even done with the first lap and my legs are on fire. My breath is coming in ragged gasps. I can feel sweat pouring down my brow and we've only just now rounded the second turn. Oh god. Come on, Hisao. You've got 3 more laps to go, says Emmy. I can't do this. Or in Japanese you would say Muri da. I can't do this. I can't do this. I think I might hurl. Somehow we're on the second lap. Emmy's not even sweating. How can she do this so effortlessly? For some reason, I'm still moving. She's like a machine. 3rd lap. What happened to the second? Yo? Almost there, Hisao, says Emmy. Liar, we've got another 2. Nothing to be done. I can't do this, says Hisao. Emmy whirls around and begins running backwards. Her face is a mask of anger that surprises me. Never say that, says Emmy. Hey Risen, welcome back. If you say that, you'll have already lost, says Emmy. Keep moving. If you're alive, you can keep moving, damn it, says Emmy. She's like, keep moving, damn it. Don't give up, soldier. Whoa, language. Sorry. Whoa, language. We're on the 4th lap now. She really seems to want me to keep going. Legs, move. 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 They feel so sluggish. I'm in mud or molasses or tar. I have no idea what molasses are. I can't go on. I'll go on. Did he just get so tired he just removed can't from it? Final stretch, Hisao. Give it all you got. I pump my legs as fast as they'll go. They keep refusing to obey my commands. Somehow, I keep moving. Somehow, I finish. That's it, Hisao. I knew you had it in you, says Emmy. The anger Emmy showed a lap ago is gone, replaced with pride. She's positively radiant, like she just won a gold medal or something. stagger to a stop and fall to my hands and knees, gasping for air. My heart is pounding far harder than it has in a long time. I don't think it's done this since... Oh, God. Please slow down, heart. Just slow down, stop racing. I cough, and for some reason I feel a grin crossing my face. So, this is how I die, huh? Trying to stay healthy? How ironic. I'm all ready to give up right there. Then, I feel my heart slow down. Two hands grab under my arms and tug upwards. I look up and see Emmy standing over me with a mixture of delight and worry. On your feet! Come on, you'll never catch your breath that way, says Emmy. Somehow I manage to stand. I try to raise my arms above my head, but they feel like lead. I start to walk around the track while Emmy keeps close to me, like she's afraid I'll fall over or something. She may not be far off. I feel terrible and say so. Emmy laughs. But you finished, didn't you? Says Emmy. You said you couldn't, but you did, she said. Isn't that worth it? I'm not sure, and I don't really have the breath to say so. But that small grin I felt on my face earlier hasn't left. So what if my heart's weak? I still survived this morning. Maybe I'll survive tomorrow too. Ooh, whoa. As soon as it becomes apparent that I'm not going to suddenly keel over, Amy takes off on her sprints. I don't know how the hell she can manage to sprint after running a mile, but I guess she's in much better shape than me. Once again, as I walk around the track, I can't help watching Amy sprint. It's weird, but she's like a different person when she's pushing herself. Last time I noticed her eyes, but this time it's her mouth that catches my attention. She's not wearing a normal grin. She's still smiling, but there's a tightness to it. It's almost grim, like she's fighting a losing battle, but doesn't care. She seems to be running harder like she did yesterday. Sweat has started to pour down her face, but she keeps going. Her mouth finally opens as she can no longer get enough air through her nose. As she passes me once more, legs pumping, arms swinging in time and her lips slightly parted. She looks beautiful. Damn. After we've both taken some laps around the track to cool down, Amy changes back to her usual self. The transformation I saw on her is gone. Warp warp. Hello, welcome to the stream, Fossil. Welcome back to the stream. Oh man. I'm thinking like, I remember back then when I first played this game, I'm pretty sure when I ran, I think I didn't need Emmy to like have this mentality instilled on me when I ran, but like when I run normally, I just like, you know, I'm just constantly telling myself like push it harder and like, you know, don't give up. Try to go faster and longer every single time you run and stuff. And that's like a good thing, you know. But yeah, when after I played this, I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty sure like I had Emmy kind of like in my head for a while telling me like, just keep running, dummy. It's something I did. Okay, and Emmy says, not bad today, Hisao. There's almost admiration in her voice. What do you mean, says Hisao? I would have stopped if you hadn't yelled at me. Emmy colors a little, seemingly embarrassed about her outburst. Sorry about that, says Emmy. I just can't stand to see people give up. Especially about something like this. Saying I can't go on is silly when you're obviously going on while you're saying it. That's what this is all about. What? Hisao says, saying silly... Wait, sorry. Hisao says, what? Saying silly things? Emmy sticks her tongue out at me. Idiot, says Emmy. I mean showing that you're alive. Showing I'm alive, huh? I didn't know it had to be so painful. But it does feel pretty good despite that. Besides, says Emmy, this is one of the hardest days. What do you mean? Asks Hisao. Oh. Whenever you start a workout, it's difficult the first day, really hard the second day, and then the third day, it's easier. It's true. It's true. It's true. Second day is really hard. The first day is like, it's difficult. Second day is really hard. Third day is easier. And then you just stop at some point because, oh god, I don't know. Because work's making you tired and shit. But back then I only had school, so like, it was more regular that I could jog and stuff. Okay, Emmy says, you'll still get days that are really hard, but they'll pop up less and less. Hisao says, so this will eventually get really easy, huh? Yeah, of course, says Emmy. But then you have to increase the difficulty or you'll never get a hit, says Emmy. That's right, always increase the difficulty. If you can. If you can. Just slightly. A slight increase in difficulty is always good enough. You just get complacent and you lose the sense of accomplishment, says Emmy. So I have to run more than just 4 laps, huh? Says Hisao. Yep, but not for a while. You have to be careful, you know, says Emmy. A thought strikes Emmy and her face lights up. Got it, says Emmy. Got what? Asks Hisao. You can come with me to see the nurse, says Emmy. That way you won't fall over dead or anything. How charming. When? Asks Hisao. Right now, of course, says Emmy. You need a shower and everything, right? We don't have much time then. Grabbing my hand, she's off, pulling me along with her. Both sweaty, going to this nurse's office. My goodness. But you're in a hurry today, aren't you, Emmy? Says nurse. Oof, I've forgotten his voice. I have no idea how we got into the nurse's office so fast, but here we are. The nurse grins at Emmy and seems to completely ignore me. You've got plenty of time to take a shower and get to class, you know. There's no need to run through the hallways like that. I could hear you coming a mile away. Somehow it doesn't seem like he's actually scolding Emmy at all. It's like this is a sort of routine between the two of them. Emmy does a possible imitation of remorse. I'm sorry. I won't ever do it again. The nurse and Emmy both laugh at some private joke. Suddenly it seems that he notices me. Ah, hello, Hisao. What brings you here? Well, Hisao's officially joined me on my morning runs, his cuts in Emmy. Emmy interrupts Hisao. I started to explain, but Emmy cuts me off. I thought he might need to visit you so that he doesn't die or anything, says Emmy. The nurse raises his eyebrow in mock horror. Yes, that would certainly put me out of a job fast, wouldn't it? Says the nurse. Well then, Hisao, let's have a look at you. Lift up your shirt, would you? I'm suddenly very conscious of the fact that Emmy's in the room with me and blush in spite of myself. The nurse seems to sense my discomfort, but it only seems to amuse him. A bit shy, are we? Says the nurse. He makes an apologetic bow to Emmy. Sorry, Emmy, I tried to get you a Fury show, but it doesn't seem to have worked. Damn. Emmy stiffens slightly and fires a look of annoyance at him. You're an asshole. Damn, Emmy got that foul mouth though. Emmy bows to me apologetically. I'll wait outside, okay, Hisao? I begin to stammer that it's not really a big deal. She doesn't have to leave, but she's already out the door and the nurse is laughing as she watches her go. Still got it, ha! Says the nurse. I don't follow, says Hisao. He laughs again like he's in on some joke that's over my head. I can still get her flustered. It's a competition of sorts we've had going on for a while now. That sounds incredibly sinister to me, and it seems as if the nurse realizes that too. That sounded a lot worse than it actually is, come to think of it. Oh god, he realized it, okay. I wasn't going to say anything, says Sal. No, you're right, says the nurse. I should fill you in so that you don't get the wrong idea. I'm actually relatively new here, you see. I got hired on the same year Emmy started going here. Before that, I worked with Emmy during her initial rehab following her accident. Hold on, what? We had to amputate her legs after a really nasty car wreck. It nearly killed her, and succeeded. Wait, hold on. Let me see the text history again. Okay, I see. Okay, I see. Okay. Hi. Hope you guys are paying attention. Alright, okay. He shuts up abruptly. I blink at receiving this unexpected piece of news. Well, that's not my place to say, says the nurse. Anyway, we've known each other for quite a while. So we have a slightly more familiar relationship than is strictly professional. He seems embarrassed, like he's done something stupid. I guess he's really worried about that. I wave a hand to let him know it's not a big deal. Don't worry, sir, says Isao. I promise I'm gonna be discreet. I had been wondering about what caused Emmy to lose her legs, and that was one of the scenarios I thought of. There were only so many things that could have happened, but actually hearing about the facts, it's still a little shocking. Well, thanks, is the nurse. You're a good kid, Hisao. I can see why Emmy became friends with you. She's quite indomitable, you know. Oh, what do you mean? Says Hisao. You didn't see her you didn't see her learning to walk, says the nurse. She'd go for so much longer than the others in the hospital. She refused to quit. Normally, it takes years to get to a point where you can even think about running again. Emmy did it all in about a year. He almost seems proud of her, like a father who watches his daughter win a competition or something. Hell, she'd probably have done it faster if not for the fact that we wouldn't let her, says the nurse. Wouldn't let her? Why not, says Isao. Because she'd go for so long that her legs would start bleeding where they met her prosthetics, says the nurse. It's a real concern. It's why she comes by every day after she runs. Say nothing of the risk of infection if her legs get cut up and her prosthetics are dirty. But enough of that, about that. If we don't get you on your way soon, Emmy will think we're up to something. As he says this, he gives a wink and begins checking my heartbeat. The stethoscope is way too cold. Ugh, yeah, the feeling of the stethoscope on bare skin. Yikes. He really should have heated it up or something before he used it. What, under his armpit? After a few moments, he leans back, satisfied. Well, you sound pretty good to me, Hisao, says the nurse. You didn't have any chest pains while you were running, did you? And Hisao says, no, not really. I had some trouble catching my breath though, and my heart was racing by the end too. The nurse frowns as I say this, but then shrugs. It's probably just because you're out of shape, he says. But if you don't improve, then you should let me know, okay? Don't push yourself too much. And of course, if you have any chest pains, come to me immediately, right? Says the nurse. I put my shirt back on and the nurse leans out of the doorway to call in Emmy. What took you so long? Says Emmy. Now I'm going to be late. We're always late every freaking day. The nurse gives me a significant look. I was just seducing Hisao, that's all, says the nurse. What? Come on. Wait, sorry. Let me do that again with Emmy. What? Come on. What have I told you about seducing my friends? I expected Emmy to be shocked by this, but instead she seems merely annoyed, scolding the nurse as if he were a child stealing cookies. Meanwhile, I try hard not to blush at the nurse's innuendo. I'll try not to do it again, says the nurse. Though I fear young Hisao may be lost to the female gender forever. Not freaking likely, says Hisao. I didn't mean to say that out loud, but both the nurse and Emmy regard me for a moment before bursting laughter again. Told you he was funny, didn't I? Says Emmy. I guess Emmy does talk to the nurse about a lot of stuff. Well, Hisao, says the nurse, you should probably get moving. You still need a shower before class starts, don't you? Crap, he's got a point, and it looks like I've only got half an hour. Yeah, bet. Thanks for your time. I'll see you later, Emmy. Just go to class sweaty. Well, in this freaking like country, in the school weather, it really sucked wearing uniforms. It really fucking sucked wearing uniforms. Holy shit, in this fucking country and weather. It really sucked. It got so sweaty. I mean, I sweat a lot. It was sweaty. I needed to wear a singlet to, like, you know, keep my decency, you know, with like translucent shirts and shit, you know. I dash out of the room as the nurse begins to remove Emmy's prosthetics. As I head down the hallway, I can just barely hear his voice drifting after me. Emmy, you've got to be more careful. I can hear the nurse say. I make it back to my room and shower in record time. It occurs to me that I've already been up for 4 hours and class hasn't even started yet. This is going to be a really, really long day. I hope I don't fall asleep in class. Take another drink of water. That was fun. The morning sunlight streaming through my window wakes me up instead of my alarm, and I realize that it must be Sunday. Emmy has kindly deigned to give me weekends off from our morning runs. Thankfully. I don't actually know if I woke up at all yesterday or if I just slept through the entire day. I don't think I've actually ran like 5 days a week before. Have I? I'm not sure. It's maybe I don't know how long that even kept up. 5 days a week. That's a lot. There's a lot to go through. I don't know if I even do that. Every morning also? No, I don't even jog in the morning, so I jog in the late afternoon usually. Alright. I don't actually know if I woke up at all yesterday or if I just slept through the entire day. My legs groan in protest as I lever myself out of bed. All this running has really taken it out of me. Still, I can't deny that Emmy wasn't lying to me. It has gotten a little easier. I've been worried that the runs would start to wear on my nerves, but thus far I haven't minded them that much. Well, it's only been a week. I suppose there's plenty of time for me to start dreading the sound of my alarm in the morning. Not that I could ever skip out now. As Emmy said, it's harder to stop a routine when there's another person. And frankly, I don't think I'm equipped to deal with a disappointed Emmy. She'd probably give me those puppy dog eyes and I'd feel terrible about myself. Which reminds me, wasn't I supposed to be somewhere today? This is Emmy from the flashback from the past. Hey, you're coming to my track meet on Sunday, right? What am I talking about? Of course you are. Right? Yep, that was past Emmy. That was past Emmy's voice. Those puppy dog eyes again. By puppy dog, I mean like Goofy, I guess. Of course I'm going, says Hisao's voice, who sounds completely normal in the flashback. I owe you, right? Says Hisao. Exactly, so don't forget, okay? Says Emmy. I don't know why he matches his voice like that. That's crazy. Crap! Emmy's track meet! Holy crap! I can't believe you forgot that, Hisao. It's only been like 2 hours. 1.5 hours. I better get a move on if I don't want to miss her running, since she's the only reason I'm even considering going. Otherwise, it would defeat the whole purpose of going. And so I soon find myself quite suddenly surrounded by a crowd of people all turning out to see our track team compete with another school like this one. Yo, there's rival schools? I'll admit it, it's almost comforting to know we're not the only school like this. Are you okay, baby? What's... What? No, I think that's in feet.
That fucking Kyrie kingdom.
Okay, alright.
Where are you?
At 182 amps. Then I'm below all. Oh shit.
But Zach is taller.
Wait, what? Holy fuck. I mean, maybe he got that. He got that soldier genes, I guess. What the fuck? Huh? What? Wait. No, wait, I'm taller. Wait.
No, 5'9". Shonen and fucking Riku.
He's 5'1". Oh, not 10. It's 1 0.
No.
Okay,
No.
Okay.
No. Darling.
No.
No.
The hell.
No, you
I was gonna say like maybe like Zack and Sephiroth has like the soldier genes, but just like Cloud's there.
Yeah, but the thing is, Cloud's hair probably puts it.
Maybe. I was like, Cloud should be shorter than Tifa. But he's not. Alright, okay, I digress. Okay, back to the game. I'll admit it, it's almost comforting to know that we're not the only school like this. After you see that there can be 2 schools with a bunch of, how Hisao puts it, defective kids, well, you stop feeling so defective. You also stop feeling unique, which in most cases would be a bad thing, but in this case it sure as hell isn't. That's part of Yamaku's appeal, I guess. Learn that you're not unique. Hell, learn there's a lot of others who would kill to be saddled with your problem instead of whatever they're dealing with. Some of the kids here aren't here because they're missing a leg or they have a heart condition. Some of them might be here because they're as good as dead in 2, maybe 3 years if they're lucky. And that's only if they get the right sort of care. It's a bitter sort of comfort to be able to say, well, at least I've got a chance of being alive through college. But there it is. Yeah, it is dark. I'm brought out of my rather morbid musings by the appearance of Rin near the entrance of the bleachers. And Rin greets us. You came, she says. Hisao's response, of course I said I would. Of course, I said I would, didn't I? And Rin responds, that doesn't necessarily imply that you had to follow through. Lots of people say things and don't mean them. Well, I don't, says Hisao. Rin shrugs. Seemingly bored with our conversation, she turns on her heel and heads back towards the stands. I owe Emmy money now, says Rin. Why's that? Says Hisao. I didn't think you'd show up, says Rin. Emmy did. So, I owe her 500 yen. You two bet an awful lot, don't you? Says Hisao. Another shrug from her armless companion. I don't think so, says Rin. We enter the bleachers and Rin nods upwards. Up there, she says. I came out to see if you'd come, says Rin. For the bet, I presume. Rin leads the way and soon we've settled down on an almost empty bench. There's an older woman sitting next to Rin. Someone's mother, I assume. She's got rather long hair done up in a braid. On seeing Rin, she gives her an oddly familiar seeming grin. Have I ever done a mummy voice? Well, this is surprising. I thought you went back to get a snack, not a boy.
He's not a snack. He's ugly.
Yay, no snack. Huh? Says Hisao. A snack? Says Rin. I wonder why I was down there. Says Rin. Oh my, she wasn't even waiting for me. The woman laughs again in a way that seems familiar. Where have I seen her before? Well, I suppose you've always been one to go out for one thing and bring back another. But I'm being rude. I haven't introduced myself, says woman with braid. I'm Meiko Ibarazaki, Emi's mother. Pleased to meet you. Well, that explains it. She's like a taller, older, and better endowed Emi. Apart from her hair being a darker shade than Emi's, there's really no mistaking the resemblance. If I squint, then perhaps, maybe, I guess. Alright. Sorry, I'm Hisao, says Hisao. Hisao Nakai. And really, you don't have to apologize for not introducing yourself, Mrs. Ibarazaki. That's really Rin's job in this situation, isn't it? Another laugh from Emi's mother. I take it you've not known Rin for that long then, says Meiko. It's best not to expect her to remember something like that. She's got other things to think about, I assume, says Meiko. Rin nods, seeming pleased by this assessment. She's right, says Rin. I was thinking about sunsets. You see, says Meiko, it's really up to us to make introductions and the like. For lack of any better response, I nod. Mrs. Ibarazaki leans back a little on her seat and raises an eyebrow. So, how long have you and Rin been dating? She asks. My response consists of silence as my brain suddenly lurches into gear. But just before I can begin to utter a hastily babbled explanation, Emi's mother bursts into laughter again. You're a blusher, aren't you? Says Meiko. I don't know if there's any way to keep my dignity in this situation, so I settle for a mumbled response. Maybe. So, this must be a new romance then, mustn't it? Says Meiko. The hell is she on about? What? Wait, that's not the question that... Says Isao. Another laugh. Another one. She's laughing at me. This mother is making fun of me. Another one. I know, but it's funny to watch you squirm, says Meiko. I'm sorry. Forgive an old woman her amusements. Her amusements. No one says that. Forgive me for making jokes. Her amusements. What a way to say it. Alright, Meiko. Old woman? She sure doesn't look that old to me. Clearly, Emi gets her youthful features from her mother. Or that she's young? I don't know. What does it mean? What does it mean to call a young person... To say that a young person has youthful features? What does that mean? Why am I judging the writing? No, I'm not judging. I'm just like, it just suddenly sounds very funny to me. I suppose I can let it go. Says Isao. How kind of you, says Meiko. It's starting, says Rin. Oh, there it is. It's more than one girl. I direct my attention to the track where they're preparing for the first sprint. There she is, there's Emi. Isn't that the other girl from the class as well? Like she doesn't have a hand? It looks like the 400-meter dash. My eyes scan the runners before finding Emi. She's smiling with an almost cocky look on her face. The starter raises his pistol. And off they go. Emmy explodes off the block, disappearing from the starting line in a blur. It's amazing. Even as the other sprinters converge on the lanes closest to the inside line, Emmy surges to the front of the pack. Who's from our school and who's from the other school? They're all wearing the same, except for like the one in the middle, like right behind Emmy. She has black bloomers. Sorry, not even bloomers. It's just like pants. Even as the other sprinters converge on the lanes closest to on the inside line, Emmy surges to the front of the pack. By the time she rounds the final turn, some of the other runners have caught up with her. Their efforts come to naught though, since the final burst of speed from Emmy leaves them at least a half-second behind. Whoa! Mrs. Ibarazaki whoops and shouts, applauding wildly and generally looking like any other parent cheering on their child. Emmy bounds off the track, looking pleased with herself. Yippee! I cheer right along with the rest of them. The announcer, sounding suspiciously like Misha, gleefully gives the results. I think she's gotten faster since the last time, says Miko. That was incredible. Mrs. Ibarazaki grins proudly. Emmy's a heck of a runner, says Miko. We fall silent as the next event is being prepared. I'm surprised to see Emmy striding out onto the track again. Wait, didn't she just run? Says Hisao. Emmy's mother nods. Yes, but she runs multiple events for the team, especially the sprints, says Miko. It's a lot of running, but Emmy can handle it, says Miko. Aw, full faith. From the looks of things, she's right. Emmy doesn't appear to be tired, as if she hadn't run the previous event at all. Damn. If not for the sweat visible on her shirt, you'll never know. Which event is this? Says Hisao. It's the 200 meter dash, says Miko. She'll do this one, the 100 meter, and the relay. I see, says Hisao. Once again the pistol sounds and once again Emmy flies off the block. A thumping sound draws my attention away from the race. It's Rin's foot. She seems completely absorbed in the race. Emmy's mother cheers again and assumes that the race is over. Sprints don't seem to me like they take very long to complete. Your foot, says Hisao. Says Rin. Your foot was bouncing on the bleachers, says Hisao. Oh, says Rin. You seem pretty into this stuff, says Hisao. I'm surprised. Rin looks at me quizzically. Why wouldn't I be, says Rin. No reason. I just thought stuff like sports wouldn't interest you, says Hisao. I suppose you're right, says Rin. It's not that interesting, he says. But I'm watching Emmy, not the sport. I don't follow, says Hisao. Emmy's the most Emmy when she runs. You don't get to see Emmy at her Emmyest very often. Alright, why do I remember this kinda? The Emmy. You don't see Emmy is at her Emmyest when she's running. But here you can see. But here you can see, says Rin. She directs my attention towards the track again where the 100 meter dash is about to start. I watch Emmy closely. As she gets onto the starter blocks, her whole body seems to relax, but it's a false relaxation. I can see that she's actually like a coiled spring. As the starter tells everyone to get set, her head snaps up and her eyes narrow slightly. Her mouth curls upward in what could be the grin. It could be a growl. When the pistol goes off, it's as if she's been unleashed from a cage, like she was always moving at this blinding speed, but we couldn't see it happening until the starter's pistol dispelled the illusion of motionlessness. It's all over in a few seconds, but in those few seconds, I feel like I just witnessed something very personal for Emmy. As soon as she crossed the finish line, the fierce look was replaced by her normal grin. The conquering general returning to his farm. Amazing, says Hisao. She's really amazing. I've never seen anyone move that fast. Well, don't look at me. I'm far too relaxed to run that fast, says Miko. No, I think Emmy's prowess all came from her father's side, she says. At the mention of Emmy's father, Mrs. Ibarazaki looks wistful, almost sad. He got her into running, you know. Yeah, she told me, says Isao. Huh? What? When? What? Did I?
Oh, sorry. I thought I heard the. I thought
Oh, but I
heard
have
the.
on someone earphones.
Oh,
Wait, what's that?
no, maybe. What?
I
What did
mean,
hear?
wait,
I hallucinated.
did I get a?
No, I don't think so. Sorry.
No, right.
Yeah, that would have.
Because I was thinking, because I think I'm not sure if I have it like muted as well, where like, I can't hear it either.
Okay,
I do need to test it. Oh
shit.
no. Well, yeah. So Hisao says, yeah, she told me. I'm uncertain as to whether or not it will be rude of me to ask after Emmy's father. Actually, it's been a while. Maybe I'll save. Also, because I'm a little scared if I have something to save. Create new save state. Alright, okay. Choices still kind of matter in this, even if you're on a route. I'm not so sure if I remember what the choices I make will be different from what I did last time, I'm pretty sure. I'm uncertain as to whether or not it will be rude of me to ask after Emmy's father. But after that look on her face a few days ago, I feel compelled to ask. Where is her father now, if I might ask? Asks Hisao. Emmy's mother hesitates, clearly not willing to answer the question, but at the same time not wishing to appear rude. He isn't around anymore, says Miko. And in Phoenix Wright terms, that would mean he's all the way in Germany. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to make a bad joke or anything.
You would?
I was making. Well, huh?
It's like you weren't trying to make a bad joke.
I guess that was a bad joke. I'm sorry.
No, yeah, it's true. You can't, because that was a good joke.
Oh, wait. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, Hisao says, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bring up bad memories. Emmy just seemed a little sad when she mentioned him earlier. That's not surprising, considering, says Miko. Yeah, Miko the Vocaloid. Yeah, she's Emmy's dad. Oh, it's good. Took away the red color. Wait, I was gonna say like, oh, took out her red color hair dye, but I'm like, wait a minute, no, Miko does not have red color hair. She never had red color hair. Yeah. What color is it, Miko's eyes? Is it? I think it is. It should be. There's no reason that Vocaloid's eyes wouldn't be that color. But the thing is, do you know what Luca's eyes are?
We might be cooked.
It's brown? Oh hell, we suck. Ah shit. Okay, no, you have to say first. What
green, is green? I remember it's green.
Okay, yeah, it is green.
Yeah. No!
Wait, no, that's wrong. No, that's wrong. That's wrong. It's green, right? There's no fucking way. It's blue? Cerulean orbs? It's blue? Oh fuck me.
Lie, man.
This is like that Pikachu shit, the Pikachu tail shit.
It's blue, I'm half right. Okay, fuck.
It's
what is this, huh? No. I'm half.
Yeah, I thought it was that. You know, I thought it was like Miku green or some shit.
Fuck this,
blue.
man.
It's cerulean.
Fuck this, man. You suck shit. Fuck.
God damn it! All right, okay.
Please go back to Mako.
Sorry, okay, yeah. Back to Mako, not the Vocaloid. Says Hisao. Sorry. They were very close, says Miko. I see, says Hisao. A beeping noise suddenly emanates from Mrs. Ibarazaki's pocket. Reaching into it, she pulls out a cell phone and looks at it. Honestly, text messages? Says Miko. What is he, 16? She says. Hisao inquires with his Oh, nothing, says Miko. I've got to go meet up with a friend of mine, she says. Well, I'm sorry, okay, I choked a bit. Also, what do you mean text messages? What, can people not text message? What the heck? What do you mean? Like, oh, why is he 16? I'm like, what do you mean? What? Adults can't text message? Look at adults now, they're all like text messaging and shit. What do you mean? I guess it's like, wait, this just dates this freaking game. Will you tell Emmy I'm very proud of her and that I'll call her later tonight? Of course, says Isao. Maybe we're thinking green eyes because we're looking at Rin. I don't know, but she's not like she has pink hair.
Oh, I remember.
Yeah, I remember also it's like, if you had to pick a shade, it would be the Hatsune Miku, like...
I think Rin has green eyes too. I don't think she has green eyes either.
Oh, you're talking about that Rin? No, I'm talking about this Rin.
Oh, this Rin. No, who cares?
No, I mean Rin is...
I think
blue.
No, I think yellow.
No.
I think
Fuck you. No. Wait. Blue.
You're right.
Blue.
I'm suck.
They all have blue eyes, it's cursed.
No, Miku has green, okay. Because the only bitch who has a...
Wait, I mean Miku's eyes are the same color as the hair, right? Wait, no, Gumi is... Actually, I don't know what Gumi's eyes. What?
Like green on top is orange. It's orange in the eyes.
Oh, do you remember it's orange or something?
No, I
Right,
just remember her eyes are blue.
Alright, okay, sure, cool. Yeah. Alright, okay, back to this. I'll admit that I zoned out for a while. I almost did.
Good day, we were talking about
I was thinking all about Vocaloid even when Emmy was like racing and shit. I almost don't notice that a relay is about to begin, but when I look, I can't find Emmy. I thought that Emmy would be running the relay. She runs anchor, says Rin. So she won't be running for a while yet. Ah, Hisao says. Did you see it? Says Rin. Huh? Says Hisao. Emmy. At the Emmiest, says Rin. Maybe, says Hisao. Maybe this time, says Rin. Oh my god, they have such short fucking conversation. Oh my god. The race begins and I cheer Emmy's teammates along as they pass Baton. Sorry, not Baton. Is it Baton? Baton. With a G. Baton. Finally, I see Emmy sprinting onto the track to take the final handoff. Once again, I'm taken aback by how graceful she looks when she runs. It really is beautiful. The look of determination and fearlessness on her face only adds to the picture. Emmy at her Emmiest, I suppose. Yeah. But then, as she crosses the finish line, I see her stumble slightly. It's only barely, but it's a definite stumble. Rin inhales sharply. Actually looks concerned for a second. Aw, Emmy, says Rin. Did she hurt herself? Did she hurt herself, do you think? Says Isao. You noticed it too? Says Rin. It must be bad. She frowns, as if deciding on the next course of action. Eventually, that proves to be too tiresome and she shrugs again. Well, let's go down, she says. Gotta crown the victor. See if you can find a laurel branch. That's not gonna be easy, says Isao. Rin shrugs. At least we tried. Yeah, we sure did. Well, we didn't really try all that hard. Or at all, but hey, whatever, shrug. Emmy is surrounded by her teammates, all of them congratulating her on the run. Rin seems to be waiting for Emmy to notice that she's arrived. Oh yeah, I guess she can't exactly wave Emmy over. Right. Then again, I'm not sure that Rin would do such a thing even if she had arms. It doesn't seem her style to draw attention to herself, or to emote beyond shrugging. Either way, I'm not willing to wait, so I wave to Emmy, who looks up and grins happily at me, us. Hey, you showed up, says Emmy. I guess Rin owes me money, huh? Damn, she really do be winning. She winning the races and Rin's money. 500 yen. Damn. We would have brought you a crown of laurels, but Hisao didn't find one, says Rin. Hey, neither did you, says Hisao. It wasn't my job to look, says Rin. When did we assign jobs, says Hisao. When I said, see if you can find a laurel branch, says Rin. Try to keep up. I shrug. Guess Rin's rubbing off on me. Yeah. Seems it's my fault after all, Emmy. Emmy laughs at Rin and me. It's okay. I'm sure you'll make it up to me. Sorry. I'm sure you make it up to me somehow. Sure. Good. So how'd I look? I stopped myself from blurting out beautiful or amazing and settled for the substantially safer very impressive. Emmy seems pleased with this assessment. I don't mention how much more impressive her performance is given her lack of legs. I figure she knows that already. Besides, it seems like it would take away from her effort somehow. Great to hear! I was worried that I looked a little slow on the relay, but I guess it did fine, huh? Actually, I noticed Rin kicks me and keeps me from finishing my sentence. And she would be right. What was that all about? Says Emmy. He noticed it at the end. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Burped. He noticed it at the end, says Rin. That's no good, says Emmy. Guess the nurse will look at it for me later. There's a carelessness in her voice, as if it isn't a big deal, but I suddenly notice a slight twitch on her face. Yeah, you saw that too? Like she's trying to hide the fact that she's in pain. It's then that I notice her breathing is a little shallow too. I guess she really is hurt. She must notice my concern because she skips up to me and gives me a friendly pat on the shoulder. Hey, you look a little worried. I'm fine, really, she says. Just sore from all the running is all. And come on, a little pain isn't going to stop me. Oh no, says Hisao. Emmy grins and for a moment she looks like she did during her sprint. She looks like she did during her sprint. Hey! Fierce and unconquerable. Just like my voice. Damn. Or to put it another way, really beautiful. Just like my voice. Hasn't yet, says Emmy. Well then, I guess I shouldn't worry, huh? Says Hisao. Damn right. I'm Emmy Ibarazaki. Fastest things on no legs. I don't stop for anything. Impressive, says Hisao. Emmy giggles and then seems to remember something. Oh, before I forget, she says. Rin and I are going to do something next Sunday as a post-track meet celebration. You should come along. Normally we do it the day after, but since the track meet was on a Sunday, I've got homework and class and all that stuff to take care of. Plus our morning run, of course. Right, of course, says Hisao. Oh right. Your mom wanted to say she's proud of you. She'll call you later tonight. I thought I saw her in the stands, says Emmy. I'm glad she made it. Used to be my dad who showed up to my meets, but mom's done a pretty good job of taking over. She shivers slightly and I realize that she's still all sweaty. A breeze has started to blow too. I'm not cold at all, but I've got my jacket with me, so without a word I throw it around my shoulders. Damn. I have a jacket? When? Since when does this guy get to wear a jacket? Jacket? What, it looks freaking hot. Alright. Emmy jumps slightly and then grins at me. Wow. What a gentleman, a journal man. Yeah. Hey, thanks, says Emmy. It's getting a little cold, I guess. Yeah, look like it, says Isao. Just as I begin to weather, all this conversation is happening and it Rin's over there like, eh. Just like, alright guys. Alright, come on. Just as I begin to wonder whether or not I'm giving Emmy my jacket could be taken the wrong way, a boy in a track uniform approaches. Hey, Emmy, you're gonna miss the medal ceremony, says teammate. Oh yeah, thanks, she says. She turns to Rin and myself. You don't have to stick around for this part. It takes forever, she says. Besides, you should get cracking on your homework now if you don't want to be up late, Hisao. Morning run tomorrow. Don't forget, she says. How could I? This is all. Good point. I mean, it's spending time with me after all. With this, she waves quickly and dashes off to receive her medals, or whatever they pass off as a medal these days. Or, as I would think, that she ran off because she thought that what she said earlier was just cringe as fuck. No, maybe she's just shy. She's like, huh, well, what do you mean? I'm there, and she just runs away. And it's like, cring. Rin and I head away from the track, Rin remaining deep in whatever thoughts she has for most of the walk back to her dorm. As I see her off, she speaks up. You're probably not getting that coat back, I think. It's Rin. I'm sure I'll get it back eventually, Hisao says. Interesting. Take it as it comes, huh? Says Rin. Very Emmy-ish, she says, looking smug. Rin always looking smug. With this odd statement, she turns and heads into the building. I know what you were. Every special someone. Honestly, was it that big a deal? Emmy was cold and, unless I'm mistaken, in pain. Giving her a solution to at least one of those problems seems like an obvious reaction. Though I guess there is a chance I could lose my jacket if Emmy never remembers to return it. I guess Rin has a point. Still, I can't bring myself to muster so much worry over the whole thing. After all, it's been getting warmer lately. I don't need a jacket. That's why I was like, why the hell do you even have a jacket? Odd. I think I used to be a little more responsible with my stuff. Huh. Emmy-ish, huh? Maybe that's not really a bad thing. Become Emmy. Pick up the Emmy-ish. Yeah. The Emmy attitude and outlook of life. Yeah. Alright, we're starting off. Oh, we really are progressing, huh? And the nurse is saying, you haven't... sorry, the nurse says, you haven't been forgetting to take your medicine, have you? I'm catching a little murmur. You should take it easy for a few days. The nurse's words hurt me far more than the exhaustion of the morning run ever could. Take it easy for a few days? I knew I should have kept quiet. I keep my eyes on the floor, feeling like a complete idiot. Sorry. Of course I hadn't been remembering to take my medicine. I've been rushing out of my room to get to the track before Emmy. Oh, I see. After the track meet a few days ago, I felt inspired. Yeah! So I've been running warm-up laps in the morning before Emmy shows up. Honestly, like that running part, also, I feel like it definitely is inspiring. Why you can't run like that? It's good. It's cool. How can I run? You can run like that too. If you put your head in it. Put your head in the game. Sorry, I think the term that I wanted to coin is get your head in the game, not put your head in the game. But then today while she and I were running, I felt a little pain in my chest. It was only slight and it was only for a second. so I mentioned it to the nurse. Honestly, it wasn't that bad. I mean, I kept running and finished just fine, so really, it couldn't have been that bad, Sissy Sao. Why do you feel like making excuses to the nurse? Moreover, why do you feel a need to justify continuing to run despite the pain? Really, it comes down to my being unwilling to concern Emmy, who seemed concerned anyway. I'm not sure how she was able to tell there was anything wrong, but she claims I stumbled a little. She's the one who insisted I tell the nurse, so now I feel bad for worrying her at all. The nurse is shaking his head ruefully while Emmy paces outside the room. And the nurse says, Hisao, I know it's difficult for you to get into a new routine, but if you don't want to find yourself in a lot of trouble, you're going to have to try it harder. You can't afford to forget your pills, and you can't push yourself too hard. But if I don't push myself, how will I improve, says Hisao. I don't know where that came from. The nurse seems to have an idea. Now, where have I heard that before, says the nurse. He laughs and pats me on the shoulder.
I know what you are. You're so freaking obvious, Hisao.
You a simp.
You're a simp.
And you don't want to admit it. Ha, she's rubbing off on you, I guess, says the nurse. Huh? Not wrong. His expression changes again, and he's back in serious mode. Look, says the nurse, I'm not saying you shouldn't push yourself, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't be taking your medication, and it doesn't mean you shouldn't stop if your chest starts to bother you. I prefer not to have any fatalities while I'm on staff here. A bit of a lofty goal, to be sure, but I'm always up for a challenge. Oh. Yeah, that's kind of... Hey, I hate to admit it, but I think he's right. I've got to remember to take my medication. You're right, says Hisao. I'm sorry to worry you. Who's worried, says the nurse. You're a smart kid, right? I know you can be responsible, Hisao. A situation like yours, you've got to learn to be responsible fast. I know, says Hisao. His expression suddenly becomes devious. I suppose you've started to enjoy your runs with Emmy then, eh? He says. Yeah, they've really been helping me, says Hisao. I mean, until today, I was feeling a lot more healthy. Plus, it's really impressive to see Emmy run. Did you see her at the track meet? She was incredible. The nurse nods, grinning all the while. That she was, Hisao. I watched her first couple of races before I had some business to take care of, but she told me all about it, says nurse. Kind of you to loan her your jacket, by the way, says the nurse. What is it twice? Huh? Oh yeah, it wasn't that big of a deal, says Hisao. I had honestly forgotten all about that. I still hadn't gotten it back. Emmy forgot. Well, he forgot too. The nurse gets a smile that makes me feel like he's just made a joke. Not to you, but Emmy certainly appreciated it, says the nurse. And I know she appreciates you're running with her in the mornings. This one catches me off guard a little. Sure, she mentioned that it's easier to keep to a schedule with an extra person, but I didn't think that was doing her a favor at all. I thought she was doing me the favor of helping me follow the doctor's orders, says Hisao. She tries harder when you're around, says the nurse. If there's someone else running with her, she's going to push herself more. And she tries even harder when you're around because, well, it's you. What the heck does that mean, says Hisao. Oh ho, you'd love to know, wouldn't you, says the nurse. He laughs in the style of evil megalomaniacs. No, seriously, it's because you're her friend, says the nurse. If Rin ran with her, I'm sure she'd do the same. Well, probably. But that's not the point. The point is, you're helping her, even if you don't know you are. And she's grateful for that, even if she never says it. What do you mean, even if she never says it, says Isao? Emmy doesn't talk a lot, but she and I have known each other long enough that I can read her most of the time. I'll admit it, I have no idea what he's talking about. Emmy always seems pretty talkative to me. I mean... you always gotta have the protagonist be a dumb little bitch. An oblivious little bitch, or... I'm sorry. I see, says Isao. The nurse suddenly realizes that he's been rambling and stops talking, looking a little embarrassed. What time is it? Aren't you guys late again? Anyway, you don't have to stop your morning exercise, says the nurse. Just walk the track instead of running for a few days. Let things calm down. And take your damn medicine. Yeah, the nurse is good. I laugh as I exit the office, bumping straight into Emmy. Whoops, sorry about that, says Isao. Are you okay? What did the nurse say? Asks Emmy. Do you need to go to the hospital? Oh my gosh, it was my fault, wasn't it? I've been pushing you too hard, haven't I? I'm a horrible person.
Yeah.
Oh, she's downright horrible, guys. She's terrible. God. Worst route ever. Almost killed me. The route that really has a chance to kill me. My God. I'm joking, by the way. The words pour forth like a torrent. She's really agitated. I didn't expect her to be this concerned about me, to be honest. Gotta calm her down, but how the hell do I do that? I do the only thing I can think of. I give her a hug. Oh. It's okay, they're both sweaty. Emmy tenses up slightly, so I pat her head in what I hope is a reassuring manner. Hey, settle down, says Isao. I'm fine, okay? No worries. I can feel Emmy's body relax as I continue to assure her I'm fine. Her arms wrap around me, as if she's trying to confirm that I'm not about to fall over dead. I catch a whiff of her hair. Noof! Sneep! It smells like sweat! Alright, I'm saying, it smells like sweat, or how adrenaline should smell. It's a scent of activity. Activity, yeah. Cause there's fucking lights in her hair. Oh shit! It's a lot of activity there. God, I mean, I know you're late, but you gotta wash your hair as well when you shower, okay, girl? Oh my God. I'm joking. Alright. And a hint of strawberries from a shampoo, I suspect. Ah, okay, so it's shampoo lice. Alright. Sorry, like strawberry lice. I guess, you know. Strawberries have like bugs go on them sometimes. Maybe aphids, maybe, perhaps. I don't know. Yeah, well, sorry to ruin this absolutely tender moment. And just Lamau. I'm just like, ooh, a moment. Time to rip this apart. I just need to remember to take my medicine. That's all, says Isao. Don't worry about it. It's not your fault. You're sure? Says Emmy. Her voice is muffled. Mostly because at the moment her face is pressed into my chest and into my bosoms. Yeah, this is at chest height.
Huh?
This is at chest height, right?
Fuck off,
Yeah.
man.
Wait, are you below much?
No, I can...
Hey. 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 Hey.
I'm not talking. You're sleeping outside.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, I'm sure. Says Isao. I just need to take it a little easy for the next few days. It suddenly occurs to me how close the two of us are. It also occurs to me how nice being this close feels. I can feel Emmy's heartbeat calming down, and I have to resist the urge to rest my chin on the top of her head. Thank goodness. says Emmy. You really had me worried there, Hisao. Emmy, you going to come in here anytime soon? Says the nurse. Oh, I'm sorry. Was I interrupting? The two of us spring apart as if the other just caught on fire. Emmy brushes her hair back nervously and laughs. Of course not. I'll see you later, okay? Oh, and Hisao? Says Hisao. Take your damn medicine. Oh, okay, no, okay, I'm gonna say this in a sweet voice. Take your damn medicine. This last phrase is punctuated by a punch to the shoulder. Yeah, I'll remember. Ah, shit, she dislocated my shoulder. Oh, she's so strong. See you later, says Hisao. The nurse smiles again like he's in on some joke I don't know about and waves to me as I head for my room, feeling a burning in my cheeks. Hazakashi! I need a shower. Yeah? A cold one, if the thoughts running through my head now are any indication.
What?
Emmy is a tiny ball of feisty energy. That she is. She's like a Pomeranian. She's a pom. She's a little Pomeranian. And she was really soft, says Hisao.
Alright.
I do think that she is really soft. Sorry, nothing happened. My pills are waiting for me when I make it to my room. I swallow them without a second thought. Little palm yapping at your ankles. She is a little palm. She's tiny. Is she the tiniest of, like, I think she is the tiniest of them as well. She's so tiny, but she also ran. She ran like a little doggo. I don't know why I didn't think of waiting until after the runs to take them. Wait, what? Wait, what was my text history? My pills are waiting for me when I make it to my room. I swallow them without a second thought. I don't know why I didn't think of waiting until after the runs to take them. For some reason, I figured it was when I woke up, or not at all. Or as in, like, he started his routine by like taking them before the runs instead of after the runs. Yeah, it makes sense. Like, he should have done it after the runs, I guess. I don't know. But no, they only need to be taken every 24 hours. The exact time of day doesn't factor into it. My thoughts drift back to the hug in the hallway. It's weird. You'd expect someone to smell foul after a run, but for some reason, Emmy smelled right. That tinge of sweat just seemed to fit her. I really need that shower. This man needs to cool his head off. Sounds forming, guys. Could you consider it a romance, if you will? Emmy is the smallest, 151 cm. Damn.
Hey, that's my.
Wait, I thought you were.
No, I'm 151. Yes.
I can't. I'll take your word for it.
I am 151. What? You think I was shorter?
I don't know why. Because I remember there was like, oh, like you kept saying like, oh, I'm not even this height or something.
Yeah, it's not even like 5 foot.
Oh, I mean, I don't know about foot, but I thought it was like, oh, a certain range. I thought like, oh, you weren't even like 1'5" or something.
I was not 5 foot. That is the only range
okay.
I said that I was not.
No, not today, as in like previously.
No, I've said that before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
151, huh? What a coinky dink. What a coinky dink.
You're sleeping outside
And
tonight.
she's soft too.
You're sleeping outside tonight.
And she runs too.
I'm as tall as a disabled.
What? Oh yeah. Hey. How dare you? Inch.
Alright, alright, back to the game. Strange that it feels so natural for me to go up to the roof these days. I never would have done such a thing at my old school. In those days, I liked to eat alone. No, that's not quite true. Though I like to sit alone, I also like to watch people. I always figured that was the sort of person I was, but it appears I was wrong. Sorry, I'm just yawning. Ugh. Then again, I also thought I was the sort of person who had a normal heart, so there you have it. I don't know myself that well. Now I'm on the roof so that I can have lunch with a couple of people. And they are both girls, which is even stranger. Ugh, girls. Ugh. Oddly enough, I feel closer to Emmy and Rin than I felt to anyone at my old school. Somehow I get a feeling they'd at least visit me if I wound up in hospital. Huh. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, cause he was thinking about, like, when he was in the hospital after his heart palpitation, like heart disease thing I forgot it was his condition, but his heart condition. He was in the hospital for a long time and he was being visited by like a few friends, and because eventually they all stopped coming and like no one came to visit him eventually because I guess the guy didn't really have many friends, I suppose. Yeah. So, I mean, this is strange, but it's nice for him, you know? It's good. I focus on the view from the roof, banishing such thoughts from my head. There's a light breeze blowing and the sun is shining high in the sky. The sky itself is deep blue, with hardly a cloud in it. It's gotten pleasantly warm, and as I sit down to wait for my friends, I close my eyes and enjoy the feeling of the sun seeping into my skin. The sun seeps into the skin. That is scientifically proven. Please be aware of it and stay very far away from the sun. It will get you, it will get into your skin. So I don't know why. I'm just like, it's just writing stuff that I'm like, huh, skin in, like, sun into skin. I don't know why I don't know, weird. I'm just thinking of the writing. Like, what is it? Wait, no, go away. Go away, overlay. What's this?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Wait, hold on. I need to download
This image. Wait, I need to download this image. Hold on. Working files. Where did I put it? Okay. Sorry, I need to show you. Min's did a little tiny drawing, and I need to show you guys what it is, because it's really funny, and it's really cute too. This is what it looks like. It's me. It's me and Emmy. It's the pop. It's the Merble version of me and the freaking Emmy is a Pomeranian. Yeah, yep. You're running about. Oh, you're so cute. Yeah. We suddenly draw these random Merble is looking happy. She and the Pomeranian Merble.
Merble can only look happy.
Merble can only look happy. I'll shrink Merble to this size so it doesn't block the screen.
Looks even funnier.
Yeah, well, maybe I'll put it somewhere else. Okay, wait, no. Maybe I'll put it here. Put it here. Okay. All right. That'll be on the screen for the rest of this playthrough. All right. Okay. What's happening? All right. Hisao was like, he fainted on the rooftop cause like sun was getting into his skin. Right? Yeah, that's why it was happening. Voices intrude upon the edge of hearing. Upon the edge of hearing. Sorry, I don't know. It's good writing. It's just that I'm just like, oh, sometimes when I take writing too literally, it sounds so funny. Seems to have fallen asleep on us, Rin. Maybe he's faking to lull us into a false sense of security. Why would he do that? No idea. Still, you make a good point. We should kick him or something to make sure he's really asleep. Huh? What? Hey. Emmy looms over me like only a short girl can. What? What is that? What does it mean? Emmy looms over me like only a short girl can. Well, I've been there, I guess. Peering at me intently. Okay, she didn't get that. Alright. She didn't hear that. I'm safe, guys. No, you didn't. You loom over me like only a short girl can. Wait. Wait, hold on, wait. Wait, that says if you don't think too hard about it, you can only see 2 legs on Emmy. In regards to the drawing. What? No. Well, I guess you're right. This Pomeranian has like prosthetic legs, I guess. Little doggies with like little prosthetic legs.
Oh, I didn't.
Huh?
I didn't.
I mean, that would be her front limbs, which is like her equivalent of her hands. But like,
I completely forgot about that.
About the back legs.
Yeah, I just drew. I just drew a fluff.
You just drew a fluff.
I just drew a fluff.
Yeah.
I didn't think
I mean, it's fine. It's like her hair was like covering most of it or something. Accidentally, you're a genius? No, you're always a genius. What are you talking about? Alright. Oh, you're awake. I guess you don't have to kick you then. Was it part of your master plan? Says Rin. What are you talking about? Says Hisao. Emmy shrugs, her twin tails bouncing with emotion. I'm not sure either. You must be pretty tired to fall asleep out here. Although it's pretty comfortable, I suppose, says Emmy. She plops down next to me and begins to eat. Rin sits opposite from the two of us, a move which only makes me more aware of the girl sitting next to me. If I didn't know any better, I'd swear Rin did it on purpose. I concentrate on my food, trying to tune out the majority of the conversation that Rin and Emmy are having. Despite my best efforts, however, I still find myself glancing over at Emmy whenever she speaks. I notice how she purses her lips when she's thinking about something, squinting slightly as if it would improve her thinking ability. Rin says something that makes Emmy laugh, and I notice, perhaps for the first time, how she laughs with her whole body, rocking back and forth, head thrown back, almost like she's about to fall over. I probably look like a creep. It's about this time that I realize Emmy's looking at me, her voice raised slightly, so she's probably just asked me a question. Huh? Sorry, I kinda zoned out for a moment there, says Hisao. Emmy rolls her eyes, while a slight quirk of the eyebrows is the only sign that Rin's even paying attention. I said, did you get a career survey in your class too? Emmy says. You know, one of those, what do you want to do after high school things. I don't think so. Maybe we'll get one tomorrow, says Hisao. What are you going to put down? Says Emmy. That's a really good question. I guess I always figured I'd go to college after high school, but I have no idea what I'd do once I got there. And with the heart attack and all, I've really been concentrating on each day as it came rather than making long-term plans. I suppose I can safely start planning ahead again. I've always liked having at least a vague plan for my future, so it'll be nice to come up with one again. Of course, that doesn't change the fact that right now I've got absolutely no clue, so it's Hisao. I always kind of assumed I'd figure it out in college. That or just become a salaryman. That's pretty popular, says Hisao. But do I really want to? That's a tough question. I guess I don't really want to do anything. You don't sound very excited about that one, do you? Says Emmy. She laughs as she says this, and I'm caught up in a laugh again. It's so girlish, high and giggly, like a, well, pardon the cliche, like a babbling brook. Yeah, that metaphor kind of like falls apart on me. I'm like, what's a babbling brook?
You just watch
Yeah, I know what a brook is a little stream of water. Is that it? And a babbling is like, it's like kind of like burbling or something like that. It sounds like it would be. That's why I think the metaphor means in my head. It bubbles out of her, starting in her belly and working its way up her throat. I couldn't help but laugh myself. It's infectious. Yeah, I guess I'm pretty unhappy with the salaryman idea, Sissy Sal. But to be honest, I haven't given much thought to the future recently. I suppose that these days, I've been more concerned with living one day at a time. Emmy considers this for a moment and grins. That's a pretty good idea, Hisao, she says. I just wrote down, pirate. I'm momentarily stunned. Then I start laughing. I stop myself and manage to gasp out a question. You're not actually serious, are you, says Hisao? Emmy looks mock offended. Well, I've got the legs for it already, so I just kind of figured. Sorry, that's me laughing at like Emmy. She did not laugh. She looks offended. Even Rin seems amused by this. Just you wait. I'll be the terror of the high seas, says Emmy. I'll show you all. I've been working on my pirate voice. She suddenly springs up and begins swaggering up and down the rooftop, shouting orders. Yar, me hearties, give them a broadside with the long guns. We'll wear their guts for garters. What? There's a pirate case in there. What the fuck? Ah, shit. Piracy in my video games? Sheesh. About legal systems? Oh, shit. Alright. Do you even know what that means? Says Rin. Rin's unexpected interruption stops Emmy in her tracks. Not really, she says, but it's all in the delivery. The ringing of the bell prevents her from demonstrating her point further. Emmy dashes off immediately, leaving Rin and myself alone on the roof. What? She didn't even say bye. She didn't even take away the garbage. Rin stares at me intently for a few moments. I guess she's asking me to remove the garbage. Is there something wrong? Says Hisao. Rin considers this question closely for a moment. After a lengthy pause, she shakes her head. Nope, she says Rin. Oh, says Hisao, why the staring then? Rin shakes her head again. Nope, I don't get it, says Rin. Get what? Says Hisao. The staring thing. You two seem to, but I don't, says Rin. Great, she saw me staring. Now she probably thinks I'm a pervert or something. In some cases, it would be considered, yes. Yeah. Actually, probably not. This is Rin we're talking about after all. Still, I feel the need to defend myself. I wasn't staring, I was just tired, says Hisao. Rin actually snorts at this, but she doesn't say anything. No, really, I was just distracted is all, says Hisao. Says Rin. Eager to end this conversation, I head back down to class. Oh shit, it's the fuzz. I'm greeted by the twin specters of Shizune and Misha, looking like they mean business. Uh-oh. Well, Shizune looks like she means business anyway. Misha just looks like she's about to start laughing at any minute. Up on the roof again, Hee-chan. You know that's dangerous, don't you? That's right. The school cannot be held responsible for any injury that comes from being up there, you know? Furthermore, we could report you for breaking the rules, says Misha. Misha leans in and whispers conspiratorially.
But we won't, Hee-chan. You three are too cute together,
says Misha. She straightens up again, laughing at my sudden blush.
What?
You're too easy to tease, Hee-chan. Hey, come on. I'm still new here, sort of, says Hisao. Isn't it mean to pick on a newcomer like this? No, says Misha. It's to help you get acclimated to your new surroundings. We have you surrounded. You know, alright. I see, says Hisao. Well, do you have to be so overzealous about it? Yep, says Misha. That aside, Hee-chan, we were looking for you this morning, but you weren't in your room. Of course I wasn't. I was out for my morning exercise or here in class, bright and early, says Hisao. Unlike you. Ooh. Shizune looks... Oh, don't say that, Hisao. Shizune now looks peeved, and a beat later, so does Misha. Or she tries to, at any rate. That was because of student council business, says Misha. Well, when I say says Misha, sometimes it's just like, you know, it's a mix of Misha and Shizune. You're kind of like... Yeah. You should be grateful that we worked so hard for you. Oh, I am, says Hisao. So what did you need me for? No, another attempt to rope me in to do the dirty work, I suppose. We had to give you something, but since you weren't around, we dropped it off in your room, says Misha. Something? Like what? Oh, you'll find out when you get back, Hee-chan. I almost want to give her like a really ghoulish like laughter or something. Muto entering the room ends our conversation and we all head to our seats. It's only after I settled down at my desk and the teacher started talking about something or other that something odd strikes me. What did Rin mean? You two seem to... Like quote unquote you two seem to... Question mark. Was Emmy staring at something too? Oh? Ada? Ah? For a brief moment, I considered the possibility that Emmy was staring at me the way I was staring at her. Oh no. She looks at me. And I look at her. And she looks at me. And I look at her. And then Rin eats her noodles with her feet. Of course, that's ridiculous. Still, I can't deny that I wouldn't mind it if it were true. Puts fingers together. But it's best not to think of that. No need to get my hopes up. Come to think of it, when did I start having hopes like that anyway? I shake my head in an attempt to clear it and focus on the lesson. Well, you see, this is what happens when you have a crush. You just kind of get really infatuated with a person. You just pay a lot of attention to them, and you start seeing their little things and behaviors and stuff, and it's just like you kind of see these things in them, and then, like, and sometimes and like you look at them, and then they look at you, and you look at them, and they look at you, and then they say pervert. What? Your neck's still hurting, maybe? Oh no. I guess it'll hurt for a while. I hope it gets better soon. I hope your neck gets better soon, Means. What? I wish I knew how to massage it more, like. Not for me. After class, I make my way to my room. Muto really piled on the homework today. Oh shit. Before I can open my door, however, I'm suddenly intercepted by Kenji, who has just exploded out of his own room in a flurry of papers. Hey, we need to talk. These rooftop shenanigans of yours, man, says Kenji. They've got to stop. What? Says Hisao. You're running around on the rooftop with the limbless wonders, says Kenji. Fuck. They're women, man. You get yourself killed running around like that, says Kenji. I don't follow, says Hisao. Kenji sighs and adjusts his glasses before what could be understood as an attempt to explain himself patiently. Look, we're friends, so I'm telling you this for your own good, says Kenji. But if I were going to kill someone, I'd do it by throwing them off the roof and making it look like an accident. I don't think that's what happened in the bad end. Is that what happened in the bad? I don't think he did it. I think. Okay, no, let's not think too far, alright? And if I thought of it, you can be sure they thought of it too. They're crafty, almost as crafty as I am. I see, says Hisao. Good, says Kenji. I'm glad we had this chat. Loan me 500 yen. I'm sorry, says Hisao. I need to get a drink, man, says Kenji. I've been inside all day and the tap's water is being compromised, and as I'm sure you know. So I need to stock up on something canned, got it? But to do that, I need 500 yen. It's as I've just saved your life with my timely advice. You can at least spare me 500 yen. You know, if it'll make him go away, 500 yen is a bargain. Don't do it. Don't do it, Hisao. Don't. I hand the money over to Kenji, who nods in thanks and dashes off down the hallway, but not before he locks his door. What an exhausting person. I better go in case he changes his mind. As I close the door, my heel taps against something lying on the floor. It's a brightly colored rectangle of paper. This must be the quote-unquote something Misha mentioned before. Probably a student council leaflet she slid under the door. However, when I pick it up, I find that I couldn't have been more wrong. Someone actually wrote me an old-fashioned, handwritten paper letter. Who bothers doing something like that in this day and age anyway? Yet, as unlikely as the prospects of receiving one sounds, this is definitely a letter I have in my hands. I was planning on finishing my homework, getting some dinner, and going to bed in order to be ready for tomorrow's morning run. However, the letter has naturally caught my interest. I sit at my desk to examine it properly. It's the first piece of mail I received here at Yamaku, so it feels special even if it wasn't something as rare as a handwritten letter. What causes me even more trepidation is the name of the sender, written neatly on the back of the envelope. Iwanako. Oh. So hold on, let me drink some water.
Oh dear.
I don't remember this. But I do remember who Iwanako is. So, and if you guys don't remember who Iwanako is, she's basically the girl that confessed to me on the day that I got my heart condition. Like, she confessed to me and I doki-dokied so hard I ended up in the hospital, basically. Not me, Hisao. Hisao, not me. Hisao. So yeah, she was that first girl who confessed, and like, you know, she was visiting for a while and just afterwards she stopped visiting. Hisao in hospital. I have no idea why she would write to me. I haven't been in contact with anyone from my old school since I transferred, and Iwanako is the last person I expect to want to write me a letter. The last time I saw Iwanako was terribly awkward. Embarrassingly so. She came to my hospital room, peeled me an apple out of courtesy, and then we practically sat in silence for half an hour. She said goodbye and didn't look me in the eye when she closed the door. It might have been a natural end to the series of visits that were probably pretty painful for both of us. Every time she visited me in the hospital, I wanted to talk to her, but something stopped me every time. Every time that I didn't speak made the next time even harder. She looked so guilty that I didn't want to say anything that might upset her, and I never could figure out the right words to say. I think Iwanako blamed herself for my heart attack. That's ridiculous, of course, but knowing it and believing it are two very different things. I told her that it wasn't her fault. She nodded, and I really think she understood that if it hadn't been that, then sooner or later something else would have made my heart give out. Yet she looked so hopelessly sad every time she opened that door and entered my room. So I never managed to say the things I wanted to say. So I never managed to say the things I wanted to say. In the end, that might have hurt her even more. Carefully, I opened... Sorry, what? Oh yeah, it sure is a fumble. But, I mean... Fumble on both sides, I guess. I mean, she just came in like looking like so super like... I don't know, like how do you talk to someone like that? And like, you know, just like that. I don't know. Carefully, I opened the envelope and draw out the folded letter from within. Iwanako voice.
But she's not gonna appear.
Okay, I guess.
Dear Hisao, how are you?
It's 0.
I hope you are well and happy at your new school. Everyone here misses you. Almost all of our second year class got put together in class 3-1 for the final year. So we are pretty comfortable right from the beginning of the year without you. I'm sure you would have been assigned to this class as well, but too fucking bad.
Oh, then page 2.
The mood among the third years seems to be very anxious about the final exams, even though they are so far away. The teachers are badgering us about it all the time, even old Mr. Tatch Banner, who is, by the way, our homeroom teacher this year. Would you believe it? I was sure they retired after our second year. Yeehaw, but here he is.
It's not getting...
Nagging everyone but studying for exams.
What?
Chroneco, the things like that are the main reason why the mood among third years is so nervous. I must admit that I'm somehow losing confidence in myself as well, because I hear you got a new girl, my god. Even though I've always fared reasonably well in exams, but apparently my love life's in shambles. So weird to think we're already seniors, isn't it? Time has really flown past. Wonder where it went. It's okay. New first year seems so young and somehow really innocent. I keep wondering if I was like them in my first year. I've been feeling nostalgic like this for the whole first trimester. My god, it's still going? My hands are tired. There are other things I wanted to say. I'm writing to you because I felt that there are things I should have said after the incident back in winter. Really regret that I wasn't able to say them in person, and I have no excuse for it. Oh my god, wait, you telling me that there was more and he just stopped? That is so...
and he... Min should end every sentence with yeehaw.
Yeehaw.
Hoi.
Hoi. She's not German.
She's not German. Well, yeah, and he saw things like, yeah, I think I have had quite enough of this. I crumple up the sheet of paper and toss it across the room. My aim is off, so the letter rolls under my nightstand instead of going into my wastebasket. That was an apology for abandoning me, except I don't know that I really need it anymore at this point. The hospital seems like a lifetime ago, and here now, I've got other things on my mind.
Oh, this hole. I don't care. I have a new bowl now.
I got strawberry-scented, lice-haired female dog.
What?
Emmy for starters. It wasn't great to be abandoned during my stay, but it's not something I'm worried about anymore. In fact, I hadn't even thought about the hospital and what feels like forever until this letter came in. It's almost annoying to have received it. I've got exams to study for myself. I have no time for the past. Now, about that homework.
Is there a route where you can actually get with Chroneco?
No,
That's poor girl.
I don't think so.
Poor girl.
I don't know if this happens at every route. I can't remember. But it's late, so I'll save and I'll stop, even though I kind of want to continue. Unrelated note, hooray, R999R. Yeah, wait.
What?
Oh, like Mince's R999R.
Oh, I didn't know you. Do you play?
Des plays the R1999.
Do you play? I didn't know you played.
Like I just say 1999, it's like it just like jumbles up together. So it's like R999.
Yeah.
R999. It's like yeah. So I'll just save in what the fuck even save? Current new save state. Okay. Okay, so we got a few more illustrations from that Emmy. We've seen her running, and we see her preparing to run. More preparation of running, smirk, smile, and more runny. And the runniest of Emmy. Yeah, in this part where she had a little slip, and it just like, ugh. It looked like it hurt. Yeah. I can't, looking at this gallery, I can't remember if these pink stars, I can't remember if these pink stars are the H scenes.
Oh, mayhaps.
Mayhaps. Why is there so many here? I don't know. Just seeing that there's so many here makes me think like, are these actually the H scenes? I don't know. Why is there so many over there? I mean, there's 4 here too, I guess. There's like 5 on this freaking page. Huh, well. Okay, well, yeah, it's getting late, so it's time to end the stream, and yeah. Oh, yeah. Play when launch and then stop on the tree, then start playing again. I see. Yeah, Mince is drawing the Menge. And she's also drawing the Menge from another game too. I can't say any more about that. Just wait and see. I can do this again. Yeah, I talked about Spathadia and RD99 on like another stream, but I don't want to get into it. It's basically me just like shitting on like how Spathadia's like kid suffers because of the burn system in R999, and like I think that's the most stupid of like. Well, I guess it's not as stupid as Freeze, but it's kind of stupid. I don't know the way they do their shit.
If it makes you okay, it doesn't make you feel any
No.
better. But if it makes you feel any better, people are like sending in feedback for her to get a module like soon.
Yeah, to just not use burn
Well,
or some
the
shit.
thing is,
Fuck,
I think
man.
people are starting to like feedback that like, bro, you're coming out with all these new team synergy. Why do you abandon burn
Or freeze.
and freeze? Yeah.
I mean, not like there was any or petrification.
Yeah, like they gave Druvis like something, and then they it wasn't enough. So people are like, bro, can you guys please like look at these units, please? So like at least people are talking about it now.
Yeah.
But who knows if they're gonna hear it?
Burn is not okay. Burn
Has no support.
Burn has no support. Look, like burn is maybe okay now if you're using Isolde. But like
No,
back when like Spathadia
No,
was
but-
out,
but even
yeah, the
like-
Opera lady is pretty good. Yeah, if you have Isolde, but we're not talking about Isolde here. Of course, Isolde makes the burn status okay. She makes that fucking like happen like automatically and shit. Spathadia needs to build that shit up, and it's like it howls at every turn. What the fuck is wrong with that? What kind of burn status like howls at every turn? Do I see the enemy stop, drop, rolling? No. She needs so much like fucking help to just do shit.
No, but burn has been abandoned. Even if sold in current meta is not great. She's there to like help other people. She's not even that good now.
Yeah, it's not like burn is like Genesis damage or anything. Like it does Genesis damage, but it's not like you care about that Genesis damage compared to like 6, right? Like his is a Genesis attack, not like a dot that doesn't do shit, that howls at every single turn and shit.
Poison does way more Genesis damage compared to burn.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And I don't think anyone really, like, bots aren't even really that reliable. The way that like the teams really pop off is like, oh, like Jessica is like, oh, if this person has this many stacks of poison, then this skill will do more damage. Especially as if this person has more stacks of burn, then they'll do this much more damage. So I'm like Jessica only needs like what 4 stacks of like poison for it to do the max damage, and Special needs like 20 stacks of burn to like do the fucking bare minimum and shit. Like fuck man, come on. So no. Special like no, it's bad. I quit that game for a good reason. Yeah. Okay, sorry, but besides that, I'll just end the stream. You guys can talk about the R99 stuff or DM over like Blue Sky or Twitter.
Don't DM me.
Well, don't bring in a soldier into this household. Damn bitch, fucking hell. All right. Okay, so I don't know when the next time I'll stream will be. I just really wanted to play a game, because I haven't been streaming and playing games so long.
We're moving house, and that's why we haven't been streaming and stuff.
Yeah, we need to take time to like move stuff, and like we still have a lot of stuff unpacked, and I'm just like, but I need a break. I don't know. Work is cause like if I'm not playing a game, I'll be like drawing and I'll be talking about like stuff that'll just like make me like depressos and all that kind of thing. So yeah, I mean I think I'm just tired from work and that's about it. But I really don't want to go into it anymore. But yeah, I can never figure out how to use Twitter DMs though. Wasn't there something about Twitter? I remember something. Yeah. Also, I thought Twitter DMs, like, there was a thing where it's like, oh, you need to be verified to use DMs from like a certain point in time.
No, you don't.
Or like do something. I know there was some restriction to DMs I remember seeing on Twitter. I'm like, what the fuck? They want to restrict DMs as well. Yeah. But yeah. Okay. So once again, I'm really sorry that like episode 3 of Katawa Shoujo's like my stream, I didn't archive it because I thought I did, but apparently I only sent out the Arc Knights like streams and not the Katawa Shoujo stream episode 3. So I'm really sorry about that. It really sucks that it's gone, but at least we're starting on a new Emmy route. It's just that the context is a little off, but it's kind of alright, guys. Yeah, I think it's pretty good. Like their relationship is kind of like going places. Stay tuned for the next stream. There'll be some stuff. Tell you what. Yeah, if I remember correctly. I don't remember like when it happens, but I feel like it's coming around there. All right, okay, that's right. I was getting around there. Okay. Bye guys. Bye. Thank you for coming to the stream. Please check out the YouTube. Please check out my YouTube channel for like the archives, and as well like we've recently been uploading the Phoenix Wright Justice for All compilations on my YouTube as well. Those are just compilations of our Justice for All playthrough, so you guys can check that out. It's a cool funny video that Min's put together as well. She edited it and clipped it, and like she did art for it as well. Yeah, thank you guys, and I hope if you like our stuff, just give us a follow and all that kind of thing. Okay, bye bye. I can't say anything else, bro. Okay, bye.